What up, peoples? Shane G back with another episode of Shoot Style Sessions. Of course, we got Eric G in the building. Eric, what up?
What's happening?
Not too much, man. Shout out Steve. He'll be back whenever he can be back. You know, he's doing husband things, father to be things, homeowner things, grown man stuff. So he's out handling business. He'll be back when he can. But shout out
Don't
Steve.
know about the father to be yet, but we'll cross
I
that
mean,
bridge when
I'm
we get
sure he's trying. You know what I mean? So hey. Um, Shout out to Steve.
yeah.
um, Shout out to all the fathers. It was just Father's Day. Today is Juneteenth, so shout out all of my people in the diaspora and all of the people who are representing for the people in the diaspora. You know what I mean? Um, Eric, what is on your mind? How are you?
I'm good. Um, this is one of those weeks where things are kind of like there's a lot of stuff happening, obviously. Like we're building up to All In. We're building up to what's the other show besides All In? Saturday night's main event.
Evolution,
Evolution 2.
whatever the
Um
NXT show is that
the
Sunday.
NX I think Great American Bash, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think. So we're building up to a lot. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. But with all of that being said, we kind of wanted to take a break
Yeah,
and kind of just talk about something that is very near and dear to our hearts.
that's
And
right.
to us, that's entrance music.
I mean,
And
not only just entrance
not just the
music,
entrance
but
music, but just wrestling music in general, where they get their inspiration from,
yeah.
the type of music that we like, that we think as far as wrestling music goes. And it goes in a lot of different genres, and I really
Hmm.
love that. So Shane, if you would be so kind to honor our guest into the show, I would love for you to introduce.
Of course. Of course. So yeah, we're here to talk about all of our favorite musicians who have performed at various wrestling shows over the years. A lot of hip hop acts, a lot of rock, metal, that genre type of acts. Um, some blends, you know, some of those groups that were popular in the late 90s, early 2000s that kind of do both styles. We got some of them too. So we got something for everybody here today on Shoot Style Sessions. And as Eric mentioned, we have a wonderful guest. It's one of my favorite people to talk to on a weekly basis. It's my favorite Kiwi who replaced Jay White as my favorite Kiwi um, several months
I
ago.
didn't even know this. I didn't even know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jay White, you're still number two, though. It's, bang, bang, gang for life. You know what I mean?
Always.
But with all that being said, we have the lovely, talented, wonderful, slightly crazy, but silly sausage herself, the host of Don't Call Me Diva. We have Bex Bastet in the building, y'all.
Guns up.
I didn't have the
Thank you
sound
for
effect
having me.
ready,
Thank you
but
for
thank
having
you,
me.
Eric, for coming through.
You are
For
welcome, sir.
you already
You are
know.
welcome, sir. No problem.
Bex, how you doing?
I am doing very well, thank you. And how are you, lovely, lovely fellas, doing this evening?
Doing
Today?
great.
Really good.
Yay!
Really good.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Thank you for being here. We definitely appreciate it. And you're gonna have some cool stories and some expertise that we may not have. So this is gonna be a fun episode. But what I
Yeah.
want to start with, because I think we have a similar first memory, Bex. Um,
Yes.
Oh, I'm interested to hear about this.
the first rap group that you ever saw perform at a WrestleMania, I believe was the same rap group that I first saw perform at a WrestleMania. I believe it
Yes, it
was
was.
WrestleMania 10.
11.
Was it 11?
Yes.
Okay. It was
Only
WrestleMania
because I
11.
literally just saw it.
Can I guess?
Ah,
Can I
see, there
guess
you
the
go.
rap? Can I guess the rap group?
Yes.
Yes.
WrestleMania 11. What year is this?
11 was 95?
Yeah, I'll go with
I'm
that.
94?
gonna So if it's a 95, I'm gonna guess Run DMC.
No.
No.
But
Really?
that's a really, really good guess.
It
Think
is.
about the
It is.
female version of that group.
Yes.
Oh shit.
That's a good.
Two
That's a
rappers
good
and a
Oh,
hint.
DJ.
no,
It's
I
literally
know
the
That's a
same
good hint.
formula.
I know who you're
That's a good
talking about, but I can't think of their name.
hint.
Put it like
Condiment.
this. One rapper, her name is the first part of the group.
Ice?
The other rapper, nope.
Okay, never mind. I don't know. Tell me. Tell me.
Don't no 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 no. Push it. Push it real good.
Okay,
Salt and
so
pepper,
yeah, I
baby.
know. So yeah, I know that song, but I don't know. Yeah, so that's where you guys have to educate me because I don't know the name.
Salt and pepper, big dog.
Salt
Yeah.
and pepper. God damn it. You're right.
What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man.
Yeah. I think that's the song they did too, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say,
And
yeah.
and they
Damn, I can't
changed the
believe I forgot
lyrics.
about that.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
so fucking cool. They changed the lyrics so they all mesh because it's Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow.
That's
So they've like
right. It
mixed
was
the
that
words
match.
around and like the crowd are just like going insane because they're like, oh, they've changed the words. And I remember that sticking out because I fucking love that song. And then I was like singing along and then they were like, I was like, hang on. And like
They
fucking
were they were
oh,
also the group that exposed Bret Hart's love of black women.
oh yeah.
Yeah. You guys remember that picture of him? And Bret never smiles. He was smiling hard in that
He was
picture.
smiling hard in that picture. He's like, I got some sisters around me.
That's
He
right.
was a happy guy.
He was
He was a
very
very
happy. And what
happy.
did he do?
Isn't
Marry a
this?
black woman later.
I
Shout
was
out
just
Bret.
gonna say, yeah. Isn't wifey a lovely black lady?
Yes, she
Oh,
is.
yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
right.
that's right. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, yeah,
That's what I
he's stuck
said. That
true.
picture
He's
floating
stuck
back
true.
around, it was like, oh, Bret's always been down.
Always. Yeah. He was just waiting for his perfect queen to come around.
Yep, that's right. But Eric,
It's
speaking of
adorable.
Run DMC, they did perform at WrestleMania. And
Yes, they did.
Bex, you have
Yeah.
a cool story about that. Tell us.
Yes, yes. So I recently found out, like literally like half an hour ago. So Run DMC weren't meant to like be at this show. This was just a complete like just happenstance kind of thing. So I can't remember which one of the three was the big wrestling fan, because it was only one of them that was the wrestling fan. The others were like, meh. And they had like gone out the night before and come home at like 3 a.m. And then the next day at 9 a.m., their manager comes over and he's like, come with me. I've got a gift for you. And he was like hungover. But like the other guys came around. They were like, yeah, sweet, we'll come. And so they, like his manager took him to WrestleMania because they were having it in their hometown. And he died. He was so freaking happy meeting everyone and all that kind of stuff. And then their manager and someone at the, obviously at the Wobbly Wobbly like got together and they asked, it's like, oh hey, do you think while they're here they'd want to perform or something? And of course he was like, yeah. And the other guys were like, we love you. Yeah, let's go. Because he like, I think he even said in like this little quote that he was like the nerd of like the band anyway. So yeah, it wasn't even meant to happen. It was purely just like improvise. Well, not improvise, but like, yeah, they just got there and then they were on the show. And
That's so
considering
dope.
it was so like last minute, the sound is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Like they can hear themselves perfectly. It's in the middle of the ring too, and it looks really fucking cool.
Well, the
One
thing
of the
is,
things.
and
Oh, go
Eric, I
ahead,
want to know
Jake.
what you think about this because I think that's sort of a difference in just rappers in general between
Yeah.
back in those days and now. The live
Mm.
performance was so important back then. Rapping without the
Yes.
words on your beat was so important back then. You had to know all the words, you had to be able to enunciate them on the mic.
Yeah.
Eric, what do you think about that? Because you go to more concerts now than I do. So, like, what do you think is like the biggest difference between those days and now when it comes to just performances and rap?
I mean, you see it all the time. You see it in people who have been to WrestleMania and who have performed there.
Hmm.
Let's look at WrestleMania. I believe it was either 39 or 40. I can't remember which one, but the one that Lil Wayne came out at
Yeah, terrible.
performed like 3 bars off of a milli and then brought Jey Uso out.
It just kept
Terrible.
screaming, "It's me, Oos," in that wild Lil Wayne voice.
And then
Really?
as much as I love Travis Scott as a live performer,
Hmm.
and I know that a lot of people don't look at Travis Scott in wrestling as in the best light nowadays, but I remember seeing Travis Scott the day after Astro World came out.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
And that was one of the craziest live performances I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well, that's
Straight
his
up.
thing. Like
Yeah.
he's
Is it?
known as a live performance dude. So I almost feel like
Yeah.
he's kind of exempt from the conversation because that's like his whole appeal almost. It's like he makes
Yeah.
music
Mm.
for the live show. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
agree,
no,
but
it's just something I noticed. I think that's why they were so crisp, you know what I mean, back in those days.
I think that that's why a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't take to Travis right away, though, as far as wrestling goes, because you're right, Shane. His live performance is fantastic,
Hmm.
but it comes into a different realm when you dive into the wrestling realm. And a lot of wrestling fans were not ready for that type of energy or that type of braggadociousness that Travis was bringing to
Hmm.
wrestling.
Oh.
I
And
could see that.
I think that that was a big reason why WrestleMania didn't work because I think if he would have brought a little more of that aggression in the beginning, I don't think that people look at it the same way that they do right now. Or if he was like a little bit like more brolicky, like as far as like not being as skinny and stuff, because like people look at that in wrestling too, like oh he's so skinny, like he can't
Right. It's
Yeah.
not believable that he could beat
it's
anybody,
not
that type of
believable.
thing.
He can't hurt a
Yeah.
fly. So like I can understand why people looked at that particular situation and why they looked at it the way that they did. But as far as
Okay.
just like live performances go, nobody to me is better. And I just think that as far as wrestling goes and as far as live performances goes, as far as artists, there just needs to be a fine balance.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
with people like people like with Wayne and Travis and people like that. It's like that's cool. Like you can make that happen, but it has to make sense within the story that the wrestlers are telling at the same time.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I really agree. You just can't go bloop and then
Yeah.
expect it to work in wrestling because, as we all know, well, you either want, I don't know. It's like, are all like wrestlers, like wrestling fans, like insane about like a storyline, or do they, like sometimes I don't know if like some people need that all the time, but
You know
it
what's really
seems that,
funny about that
mm.
is that's a debate that our other co-host and me and my brother have all the time.
Oh, really?
So he,
Oh
in
yeah.
my opinion, you know,
Yeah.
if he sees this, he may feel a little differently, but this is my summation of it.
Yeah.
He is extremely story and character driven.
Hmm.
In my opinion, I think for him that comes first, and
Mm.
then the in-ring work comes secondary.
Okay.
I don't think he
He
would
may
disagree with
disagree.
you on that. I don't think he
Yeah.
would.
He
Yeah.
Well, when we pose the question that we're gonna debate on here the next time he's
Mm.
on, he said he had to think about it. He wasn't sure, so that's why. Because I posed it,
Okay.
I said, "You're trash in the ring, but you have brilliant character work and stories,
Mm.
or you have terrible character work and stories, but your matches are amazing. Which would you rather
Mm.
have?"
Mm.
So that's the way I've posed it because you have to pick one, you know, if it's
Mm.
a or
Mm.
B. So,
Mm.
whereas for me, the in-ring work stuff is more important.
Yeah.
So if you have a lame character or you don't talk much or you know whatever, but your
Mm.
matches bang, you can still be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, so that's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel. Like, and that's probably why I'm tied more. to AEW than WWE, you know, among various other reasons. But if we're keeping
Yeah.
it strictly entertainment focused,
Yes.
Right.
I would say
Yes.
that's the main reason, just because I'm more of a, like, you can give me 20 matches and like 3 interviews.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people are like, all these matches, like, they're cool, but they're just having matches for the sake of having matches,
For
you
the
know?
sake of
And I
having
understand
matches.
that too. So,
Yeah.
you know, so it just kind of depends
Yeah.
on what you prefer. That's the nice thing about wrestling. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many different
Yeah.
pieces of entertainment that it's like,
Mm.
you know, you can pick any one piece of it to enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, some people's favorite
Exactly.
thing might be commentating or the interview segments. Like, you know, like, there's just different
Yeah.
pieces. The entrance
Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
you know. Speaking of, let's switch to a good uh various performances.
Yes.
Snoop, of course.
Oh,
We
of
gotta
course.
talk about the big homie Snoop. So he has um multiple appearances. So at WrestleMania, what is XXIV? I don't know what that number is in
That will
Roman
be
numerals.
24.
That's
24, I
24,
believe.
or is that 20?
Yeah.
That's
24.
24.
Yeah.
XXIV.
If it's
Oh, IV
yeah,
is 4.
IV is
Okay.
4, V is 5, and then so V1 6, V2 7. I think it's
So
even
V is like the middle
V.
of the 10.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then okay, got it.
So what
So
year was that?
WrestleMania
WrestleMania 25. What year was this?
24.
Oh, I don't know
but
that one.
in the 2000s sometime.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you the
Yeah.
wrestlers who were in it. Because he hosted a Lumberjill match
Did
where
he?
Maria Kanellis and Ashley Mazzaro fought against Melina and Beth Phoenix.
Boy, oh boy.
He rode to the ring in a Mercedes-Benz custom cart.
I am gonna have to look up this match at some point.
And then Snoop beat up Santino Marella. And then he got a kiss from Maria Kanellis because he's Snoop.
Because he's Snoop.
Then he returned in 2009. He was the guest host of Raw.
Oh yeah.
Oh
he
God!
did
During
the
that
hosting.
horrible era. Oh God! During that horrible era where everyone was just hosting Raw when they didn't
randomly.
know what
This is way before that, actually, because I think that was in the teens.
What?
I think that was in the teens when they were doing all that random guest
You're
hosting, if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
Yeah.
This was
You're right.
2009.
You're right.
So they just
So
had him
he
because
just
they fuck with
randomly
Snoop.
hosted Raw on.
Yeah. They just fuck with
2009.
Snoop and they're like, here you go, host Raw.
He just
I
showed
mean, why
up
not?
probably.
I mean, why not? Or why not?
and then of
God
course
damn.
at I'm not sure which WrestleMania it was. It was the one where Charlotte, Sasha, and was it Bailey or was it Becky? They had a triple
I
threat
know which one you're
match.
talking about.
But
The
Ric
one where-
I think
Flair
it was
walked
Becky.
Charlotte
I think it was
out.
Becky.
The one where they
Yeah.
walked him out.
Right.
Yep.
Because Ric Flair walked out Charlotte and Snoop walked out Mercedes Moné, who was Sasha Banks at the time. So So Snoop is very much involved. They even created a championship belt for him, the all gold belt.
Did they?
That he has his own custom belt. It's called the WrestleMania Championship, and on the back of it has his logo like all over the leather part.
His
No
belt looks
way.
better.
Gold
His belt
belt.
looks better than the WWE Championship.
Yes.
That should be the WWE Championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the WWE new school version of like Big Gold. Well, not the World Heavyweight Championship, but like the whole thing is like beautiful gold. Like it's a
Nice.
wonderful belt.
And then it has
I'm
green.
gonna look it up.
And then it has green in like a few places like of his name. Like where it says Snoop.
I like
it
that.
has like cursive, and then it like goes up to like the eye, and then like the eye is like green, and then like the Snoop Dogg part, like the GGs are green. Like it looks so good.
Oh, that sounds good.
He's got
That
the
sounds
custom
really
side
good.
plates too, the Snoop Dogg side plates. So yeah.
Nice.
Shout out Snoop. He's definitely
Shout out Snoop.
apparently at the WrestleMania that he went to when Sasha Banks, I'll call her that because this is WWE context right now. When Sasha was a teenager, I guess Snoop took her to her first wrestling show.
Yep.
And it was a WrestleMania.
I remember this
and
story.
I want to say, because they're real cousins. Like they don't just say that. They're actually, Snoop calls everybody cousin and niece and nephew, but they're really related. Like their parents are siblings. So,
yeah.
I want to say it's Snoop's dad and Mercedes' dad also.
I think you're
I'm
correct
pretty
on
sure
that one. Yeah.
I think they're brothers.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they're legit cousins, and
Mhm.
Snoop and Daz, if you're familiar with the Dog Pound, Daz Dillinger, all those guys, all the Long
Mm.
Beach Crip dudes, basically, who came out rapping in the 90s. Um, they're all related to, some of them not literally related. Daz actually is, like, he's their cousin for real too. Just like Brandy and Ray
Oh,
J, they're all actually related.
yes.
Um,
Yes.
so long story short, it was the night that Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit both won the world titles at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Ooh. Wow.
I know
Yeah, it
exactly
was
what you're
that
talking about.
night,
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
and Snoop took
Wow.
Mercedes because I think he was a guest on that show too, if I'm not mistaken. He might have just
I
had
was
like a
gonna
highlight or something,
ask.
but
Yeah.
because it was before he had dreads, this was still two braid Snoop, so this was
Yeah.
early Snoop.
But he was still very famous at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
Mm.
want
super
to
duper
know?
famous. So
You want to know
so
my
he took
favorite
her.
thing?
One last
Oh,
thing here.
sorry. Oh, go ahead. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
so he took her, and that was actually when she fell in love with Eddie Guerrero and all of that stuff, because that was her first live wrestling show. So
Wow.
that was where
Imagine.
all of that came from.
Mm. Makes complete sense.
Yep. So shout out Snoop. We would have never got
Yeah.
Mercedes Monet if he didn't take her to that show that one time.
Thank you,
Gotta
Dio
gotta
Double G.
I gotta give some major credit to Mercedes Monet because we don't talk about it enough as far as just women's wrestling matches. But Mercedes, well, I can't even say Mercedes in this context because it was Sasha Banks at the time, but Sasha
Mhm.
Yeah.
Banks
Yeah.
versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania, I believe it was 39,
I think
Okay.
so. It was either
I
38 or
believe,
39 when they main
and
evented.
Yeah.
they were in main evented.
Oh,
Ooh.
brilliant fucking match too.
First of all, brilliant match. Two
Was that when
black
they were still
women.
doing one night?
No, this is when they switched
Oh.
to 2 nights. I
I
think
think it was
this
the
was
first two-night event
maybe
actually.
this
Oh.
may have been the first 2 night event. I believe.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Ooh. Sorry, carry
So
on.
no, you're good. No, you're good. Um, yeah, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. Um, besides that match, I don't think I've seen a better women's wrestling match. Like
It was
just period.
phenomenal.
Besides maybe Rhea versus Charlotte the very next year.
Also a banger.
So
Yeah.
like you can look at them both in different ways for the athleticism and what they were able to do in the ring and the story that they were able to tell. But to
Mm.
me, Bianca and Sasha felt so emotional
Yeah, they were
because
crying at the beginning of the
they
match,
were
looking at each other,
crying at the
smiling,
beginning of the match.
like we're really doing
And
this.
Was this
yeah, and I remember
feud?
Sasha had to look at Bianca and be like, "All right, fam, I know you're emotional, but lock in.
We got to get it together though,
We
because
got to
now
get
we
it
got to
together."
fight. Like,
And then they
Yeah.
kind of looked at each other, and then they head nodded, and then they said, "Okay, all right, cool, let's lock in."
Yeah.
mhm.
And then as soon as they did that, they put on a masterclass.
They did.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They really did.
I still remember some of those moments, like the moments when Bianca had Mercedes held up over the top rope and was putting, or sorry, let me reverse that. When Mercedes had Bianca over the top rope and she was putting her in
Mm.
that arm bar, and
Mm.
when Bianca like really had to get out of it, and then when
Yeah.
she had to carry Mercedes like out of the armbar and then carry her up the ramp and then like press slam her into the ring.
You have unlocked memories.
Yeah,
Oh, because I
man.
was like, I
When I
know
saw
I
her do
saw
that,
the
I was like,
first
"Oh,
double
she's
night.
the one." I was like, "Oh, she's the
Yeah.
one." I
Yeah.
was
And
like,
I got a
"Oh,
question
there's
for you,
nobody better
Bex.
than this woman."
Yes.
So we all know that the Owen is a jet ski, and
Yeah.
her other
Yes.
world titles are boats.
Yes.
5 boats, Monet. How do we feel?
Well, she's 6 boats Monet now, isn't she?
Well, it's 5 in a
Is
jet
it
ski.
6?
No, I'm sure it's
Five in a
6 now
jet
because she
ski.
got the CMLL belt.
What is the
Yeah,
jet ski? Wait, what is
CMLL,
the jet ski?
the Owen, because she
Yeah, the
doesn't defend
Owens
that
Oh
jet
yeah,
title.
that's
ski.
right. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember?
So that's only
You were
worth a
there.
jet ski. It's not a full boat.
You're
We
right,
went
You
through
got
the
to defend the
bylaws.
title to earn the boat.
Not a full boat.
Yeah, it's not a full boat.
Remember the bylaws? Yeah, it's not a full boat, so
Yeah.
keep up.
But she's the CMLL champion. She's the Rev Pro champion, which is 2 belts. So that's
Uh-huh.
3. She's the TNT champion
Uh-huh.
and the
TBS
Owen
champion.
champion. Yes. And the Owen.
Yes. Yes.
And now she
yes,
only
yes,
has
yes.
one belt left.
Yeah. The one big belt. But sorry,
one.
you had a boating question?
Oh, I was just asking like how we feel about Mercedes taking that W over Zeuxis.
So honest thoughts, I was actually quite surprised that she did
I kind of
actually
was too.
win.
I was too.
Yeah, and without any diss, I just didn't think it would happen. I thought it would be
I
a
thought there was gonna be
banger
like a
of a
schmaz
match.
ending.
Yeah, exactly. Because Zeuxis is like such a big heel. So I was like, okay, so she's going to really lean into that because obviously, even though in AEW, Mercedes is like kind of like she's heel, with some tendrils.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's what I thought was really going to happen. Um, when Zeuxis took that suicide dive though,
It
that
busted her fucking
did
head.
like. That did look like that was a legit like and I don't know if because the way she won, like the move that she won with, that also did seem kind of like,
Out of nowhere.
oh yeah, it didn't seem like a clash of 2 champions. This is my like I thrown this and this and this and this and this and this is my combo and boom and then we've won. So I do wonder if perhaps maybe there was like a legit injury in there
Yeah,
and
did they call an
did what
audible?
and she kind of did what she could.
Mhm.
And perhaps maybe that was like the most impactful thing that she could safely do. This is all like just theory and
Yeah,
twaddles
we
and
have
all
no
this kind
idea.
of stuff. Yeah. No idea at all. But she is facing and hey, just throwing this out there right now because it just came to my head because she is facing Persephone tomorrow. And is
Oh,
that for
no,
the same
collision.
belt?
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
know that.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
is it
So
for the
that
CMLL?
was yeah, I think it is. I'm just is it for the CMLL?
That would be interesting if they put it back on
Because
Persephone.
Right
Like,
after
because
Mercedes just won it.
then I think I would lean all the way into Bex's theory. Like, yeah, I think you're right. They've called an audible. Because remember, they had to do that with
yeah,
Willow when Mercedes broke her ankle. Willow wasn't supposed to win the
yes,
Yeah,
title.
yeah,
Mercedes was like, I'm
yeah,
hurt.
exactly.
This is your night.
Yeah.
yep.
So
Yep.
that's another little theory that's kind of just popped into my head as we've been
It happens.
chatting. Because yeah, if I can't quickly find it to like double check, but if it is for the title between her and Persephone, Persephone would be a brilliant champion for them. And it just kind of like gives them back. And I don't think if that is what will happen, I don't think that would hurt Mercedes at all. But if that's not what happens, CML have like a touring multi-champion, belted woman who's I fucking conic in like so many fucking promotions. I'm like, hey, why not give it like some extra TV time for a little while and then have a great match. I mean, who knows that we could even have CMLL at Forbidden Door. Like, do we already have like
I
potential
would
CMLL
imagine
at
so.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
The
I
CMLL,
don't
they
think
rock with
anything's
New
been
Japan,
set up
right?
yet. Yeah, they do. I don't think
Yeah.
anything's been set up yet, obviously, because
No.
they're trying
Yeah.
to get All In out the way first. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they got to get that. They got to get that out the way first, and then
Mm.
they can move on to New Japan CMLL and that basically big show because that's
Yeah.
the other thing. Like that's another big show for them. So they got to get
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
They got to get through All In first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Exactly.
So as far as All In, I want to bring up a few things
Mhm.
on on the favor of them that I think that AEW really has going for them. And I think a few things that unfortunately fell into their lap. And when I say that, you'll know what I mean, but I'll start with the beginning.
Yeah.
So far, personally, I think that this build towards All In has been really, really well received. And I think that
Yeah.
I think that they're kicking ass right now.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
everything that they're doing with Kenny and Okada, I love everything that they're doing. I think that I still think to this day that Tony Storm is probably the most over woman in wrestling, period, right now.
Do you think she
There's
would overtake Rhea?
that, and that is a debate of discussion. I
Mm,
don't know
mm,
because I would have to see them both together and see them both come out together and see what the reaction would be. However, I will say that I think it's very, very close. And I don't
I
really
agree.
know personally who takes over the other because
Mm.
I think about it like this. If Tony Storm were to show up in AEW right now, if Tony Storm were to show up in WWE right now, there's no possible way that the WWE fans don't know who she is.
Hell no.
And if they
They'd
hear
die.
that music and the strings pull through and they see Luther come out, there's
Yeah.
no way they're not going to know who she is. So
Yeah.
to me, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, she's super over, and there's no way you guys aren't going to figure out who she is. But then there's other women on the WWE roster, like you said, like Rhea.
Mm,
I will even throw a hot take out there, and I'll throw
mm.
Stephanie Kerr out there.
Oh, she's legend. Yeah, she's absolute
Yeah,
legend
yeah.
internationally. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
And let's not forget, a lot of people will forget this, but Mercedes Monet is one of the main reasons why Stephanie Kerr is in the position she's in right now, because
100%.
Mercedes put her over.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of
And
like, I mean,
Nice.
in the match, like Mercedes definitely made her look good. She still won, but she made
Oh,
her
you
yeah,
look
mean
good
in
in
the
that match.
that was
yeah,
a brilliant
And
match.
then like a
she
few days later,
definitely put
Stephanie
her
was with
over.
NXT. It was like the next
That's
week
Exactly.
or something like that. It
right.
happened
Exactly.
fast.
It did
Very
happen
fast.
fast because I
And now
wanted
she's
her.
getting the
Oh,
super
I wanted her
push.
in AEW. Yeah, she is, which is great. I'm glad
I
they
love it.
yoinked her and they did something with her. Yeah,
Same with
for sure.
Julia. They're,
Mm,
so
I
yeah.
will
because those are
say,
the
and
two that I honestly thought were gonna end up in AEW, mostly just based
me
on
too.
like style and
Yeah, me too.
affiliation and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when they went to the Fed, I was like, all right, let's see what they do. But they've been treated well. The
Yeah.
Fed
I
does
will say
tend
Yes,
to
so
from
treat
what I'm
far,
Joshi's
seeing.
well,
as
though.
far as
I'll
Stephanie's
say that.
presentation, Stephanie has been treated incredibly well so far.
Yep.
And if they continue to do that with her and the other NXT call ups, like you said, Shane, like Julia,
Mhm.
Roxanne Perez,
Yeah,
like
they've
if
been
they
treating them all
continue
well.
to, yeah, if they continue to do that with them, then I have high hopes for the women's division in WWE. But
Hmm.
as
Oh,
far as
yay.
AEW, but as far as AEW goes,
Mm.
I think that their women's division is just as healthy, and I think that people
Mhm.
just aren't paying enough attention to it.
No,
Like you got
no,
you
they're
got
not.
people like Queen Amanada
Hmm.
killing it. You got people
Killing
like
it.
Sky Blue just came back killing it.
Hmm.
Julia Hart. Like
Hmm.
you got people like Taya Valkyrie,
Chris. Yeah.
Chris
Taya,
Statlander,
Willow. Yeah. Yeah.
Willow Nightingale, one of the most over women in wrestling. Period.
Yeah.
Like
Megan
Top
Bain,
five.
Penelope,
Megan Bain,
Hmm.
Anna
Yep.
Penelope Ford,
Jay, Ty
Anna
Mello's back,
Jay,
Ty.
Harley,
Ty Mello
Holly.
just came back, Harley Cameron,
Thunder
like
Rosa. We can keep
Thunder
going.
Yeah.
Rosa, like yeah, the
Thunder.
list goes on. Like they are
Nyla
not
Rose.
stressing.
Lady Frost. Even though she's not
Lady
like in the
Frost,
roster, but she's
Let me
there a
say it
lot.
again one more time because it's Juneteenth and it's Pride Month. Nyla Rose.
Nyla fucking Rose.
Yes.
In my
Speaking
in
of
my
alt
tag in
people,
my
watch
tag
my
voice.
transition game just be super ill right now. Speaking of alt people like Rhea, Eric, Lil Uzi Vert performed at WrestleMania.
Yes, he did.
Talk
What
about
did he
it.
do?
Lil Uzi Vert performed at WrestleMania. Now here's the thing about Uzi, because
What did he do?
Uzi is what we would call a YN.
Nah, Uzi
Mhm.
is too rock and roll, punk rock influenced to be a YN.
What's a
He's still
YN?
a YN to me because
He's in the age
he's from
bracket.
but he's from Philly, so I gotta put him in the YN
All right, I
category
get
at
that. Yeah,
least.
he
Like he's
did
from
chase my
Philly.
man into the Starbucks that one time
And then he chased Rich the Kid into a Starbucks and Rich the
on
Kid
camera.
bailed.
Had Rich jumped over the counter like, "Hey man, I work for Starbucks now. I'm not trying to." Yeah, that's
Yeah, so
true.
no,
Uzi was on Demon
Uzi was
Time,
ready
so
for the
yeah,
smoke and Rich the Kid was not. So
not at all.
yeah.
Yep, this is
So yeah.
true.
Yep, there we
But
go.
yeah, talk about the performance though. What did he
Yes.
perform? Who did he
You
perform
know,
for?
what's
I don't
funny?
even
I don't
remember.
even remember what he performed. I think it was something off Love is Rage 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Like when he was like basically like first popping back out. And if you're a Uzi fan around this time, you know that like he was really trying to dig into his alternative bag.
Let me be as weird
Mm.
as possible.
Go ahead.
Like even that, like a rap album called Love is Rage.
Ooh.
Like that
Ooh
in
la
itself, it's a
la.
rap album. You know what I mean? You've never heard nothing like that from a rapper. Love is Rage. That sounds like some rock shit,
It really does. It really,
right?
really does.
He's
Yeah.
very rock and roll influenced for sure.
If you listen to the first iteration of it,
Mhm.
you will get the full scope of Uzi that you need to get, because there's classic Uzi songs on there, like Super Saiyan. Um, there's songs like Top. Like, and for the Uzi fans, y'all will know what I'm talking about. Like, there's those like classic songs on there that like can't be replicated. So then when he tried to come back and do it on Lil Uzi Vert #2, it didn't hit the
Mm.
same. So yes, he did walk out some people to WrestleMania
It
39.
was the Usos.
I believe he walked out Jay
It
Uso.
was the
I believe
Yeah.
Usos.
it
It was
was
the
the
Mhm.
Usos.
Usos.
Yeah. We
Was it the
just want to
tag
rock.
match that they lost to Kevin Owens and
Yes.
Sammy? It was that
Yes.
match.
It
Yes.
was that match.
39?
So it was 39.
39.
Yep. You're
Yeah.
absolutely
Wait,
right.
no,
Yep.
didn't they? Wait, didn't they win the tag team champions at 39?
KO and Sammy did. Yeah.
Yeah, KO and Sammy did. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, never mind. Okay, so never
Mm.
mind. You said what I
Yeah.
was
He
saying.
walked
So
him
yeah.
out to lose.
Yep. Walked him out to lose. Yep.
Thanks.
And this is
Ah.
before Yeet. This is before no Yeet. This is before all that shit.
Yeah. This is straight
Yeah.
bloodline, sort of still penitentiary, but mostly bloodline Usos. That's what this was. Like,
And then the very next year, Lil Wayne walked out Jey Uso.
right.
Ah. Oh, look at him. I fell off the wobbly when the Usos I think were near the end of their penitentiary era. I loved them.
Ah,
I loved the Usos.
yes.
Like my memory of the
Yeah, me too.
Usos. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I
Bex,
can't
how
wait. I can't
familiar
wait.
are
I
you
can't wait till they get back together.
with Pitbull?
Oh yeah, like little.
Little bit.
I'm a little. Yeah. Not
Well,
massive, but
we live in Latin America, aka
yes.
Arizona. So Pitbull
Yes.
is very
Facts.
popular. I listen to Pitbull all day at work, not voluntarily. So he performed with Flo Rida at WrestleMania 33, and he
He
performed the song
did.
Green Light.
Oh wait, that song with Flo Rida. Oh, I hate that song.
What's
You talking
that
about the one
song?
with the Neo where they're like talking about being all positive and shit?
Is that song Green Light? It's the same song?
Well, everything tonight. Like that song.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know it. Was
All
it
right, we
good?
got-
Did they do it good?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
mean,
try to
it's
avoid that song a lot, but
Pitbull.
it comes on in like EDM clubs and shit like that. Like
Yeah, like what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? Can't avoid it.
Yeah.
All right, we
I
talked
won't
about
look
Run
for it then.
DMC. We talked about Salt and Pepper. We talked about Snoop. Wale. My man
Yes.
Wale,
Wale,
though, came out with
Wale,
Coming
Big
out with
E.
Big E. Yeah,
Yeah, talk about it, Bex. That's one of the
Oh,
themes that we like.
it is one of the themes that we like, but I didn't actually watch that one, so
That's all right. You can talk about the song.
no, I think it's absolutely perfect for Big E. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. It's a brilliant freaking song for him. It gives him like everything that encompasses the whole Big E energy.
Oh
As
yeah,
he's
makes you want to move them
yeah.
hips. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
it really does. And oh my God, could you imagine if Daniel Garcia's hips and Big E's hips like met? We don't
having a
want that
hip
to happen.
off.
We
I
don't want
don't
that to happen.
see this.
Daniel Garcia doing the, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying, and then Big E
yes,
just,
and Big E's doing the woo. Oh God.
and then Kofi starts twerking like. Xavier just pulls out the trombone for no reason. They just make it a party.
Reason he just has it.
We got another one that I want you to talk about, Bex,
Yeah,
actually, because it's in the same
dude.
vein. This one I think we can all speak about,
Yes.
and that is 3-6 Mafia
Yes.
and Mark Henry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you brought that one up before the show, so I want you to
Yeah.
speak about that one. Talk about it.
So I had completely forgotten about this one, and when I was like looking through the whole stuff, I was like, oh my God, yes, that happened. That was iconic because I watched that WrestleMania. Of course, there was like this big chunk of my life where like I would never miss a WrestleMania, and I could not believe it when they came out. I could not believe it. I was like, no, 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 no. And like, once again, like the sound was actually really, really fucking good. Like, I think when all they have to have is like just like the sound like piped into like the earpiece and stuff, I think that's like the good little, like they can, yeah, I think that works well. And and he was so badass and
And that's also, that leans back into what we were talking about at the beginning.
Mm.
Those
Yup.
older rappers, because remember,
Yes.
3-6 came out in the 90s. That
Yes.
live stage show, very
Yes.
important. They know how to
I
perform.
want to bring
Yeah.
it back to I want to bring it back to Snoop Dogg real quick because
Go ahead.
I love how much Snoop is able to improvise.
Yes.
When I say this, I bring up WrestleMania 39 or 40 again. I don't remember
40.
which number. Okay, it was 40. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That moment when our boy Shane McMahon
Shane O'Mac,
buckled
my namesake.
Shane O'Mac. He was out there. He was ready to wrestle Miz for a little impromptu. My man's did a leapfrog. And
Your
he buckled,
quads.
and them quads
They
busted
exploded
like
off the bone.
They busted like Vince McMahon's quads back in 05 or 06 whenever he was trying to
Got
get
pissed
into
off
the
as
Royal
Cena and
Rumble.
Batista. in the Rumble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to be like daddy.
Literally, yeah. He really wants
Literally,
to be like his
because
dad for
literally
sure.
he did a leapfrog and it was like and then he jumped down and it was like, wait, what? Wait,
He
what
just
just happened to you?
crumbled. He just, oh. I was like,
And they
oh
looked
shit,
at
no,
Snoop
Shane,
and they
no.
looked and they
You
looked
could
at
tell because
Snoop
Miz panicked. Miz was like,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Yes!
right.
and they looked at Snoop and they were like, you gotta do something. And Snoop looked at them
Yeah!
and it was like, what am
Don't
I
even
supposed
worry.
to do?
He didn't
And
even
then
think
they were
about it.
like,
He was
just
like, don't worry about it. I got it.
just throw him an elbow or do something like that. And then
Don't worry about it. I'm going to
Snoop
slide
came off
Miz.
the top
Pow.
rope with the ugliest people's elbow and got the win.
It was
He got the dub. Snoop
horrendous,
has a
but
WrestleMania
well done.
win. Snoop Dogg
It was
and
the
Michael
most-
Cole are the only two people that are undefeated at WrestleMania now.
I'm sorry, what?
That's disgusting.
Michael Cole
That's
defeated
disgusting.
Jerry the King Lawler during their commentary beef when Michael Cole was a heel in like 2011 or some shit. And
Fuck,
then
I'd blocked that out of
yeah,
my
Snoop.
mind that it was WrestleMania.
Yep. And then you
That's
got Snoop
disgusting
because he beat
behavior.
Miz.
Yes. Oh, wow, that's allowed.
Yep. Yep. So we got that.
And he had a match on AEW, but I don't think he performed though.
Who, Miz?
No, Snoop.
No,
Oh,
Snoop.
Snoop? Oh, did he perform
He did a frog splash,
He
the
did
most terrible frog splash on earth
I
off the
was
top
really
rope. That
worried.
was so funny. I forgot
Yeah,
about that as soon
that
as you
frog
said that.
splash was
I
so
know.
bad.
It goes through my mind every now and again, and I have a little giggle.
But
And
then
shout out to Shaq,
he
His
though.
pinned
full
him, and
limbs.
Snoop. But you know what I love about that?
Mm.
Snoop pinned him, and he was so hype afterwards. He's like,
Oh, hell
yeah.
yeah.
He was like, yeah, I pinned you, bro. What you gonna do about it, bro?
Yeah,
He was so hype.
yeah. It was lit. It
I
was
love
lit.
it.
And while
I
we're on that
loved it
same
so much.
era of AEW, I just want to shout out Shaq as well. One, because he's, he's a
Ah,
rapper too. He's got some albums, so
yes.
he counts. And he's one of
And
the
he
most
took
Forgot about
the
influential
that.
people.
craziest table bump.
He took an amazing table bump. It was him and Jade Cargill versus, I
Yeah.
think, Cody and who was
Cody
Cody and
Cody's
and
partner?
somebody.
It wasn't
Cody.
Brandy. Who was Cody's partner?
Cody.
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So, yeah, Shaq took a crazy table bump. Like he was standing
He
on the
did.
apron and Cody speared him through. I was like,
Yeah.
look at Shaq taking
And
bumps.
correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, but wasn't it Jade that put him through the table?
No. Jade was his partner.
Jay was his partner.
That's right. They were
Jade was his
partners.
tag partner because Jade
Yeah.
took the W. She beat Red Velvet after Cody and
Mm.
Shaq were wiped out on the
That's
outside.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Speaking
Mhm.
of Shaq, though, he was supposed to wrestle Big Show. He did that one battle royal that one time, and then it just never really panned out. So
Oh,
Oh, I'm
what
so
happened
mad
there?
that never panned out, especially because of the in-ring shape that Big Show was in at that time.
yeah, that would have been the time
Was-
to do it right
yeah.
there. Because when Shaq
He
was
was in
able
good
to
shape.
wrestle with Cody and shit, Big Show's
Mm.
knees were leaning
Yep.
inward at that point. So
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Oh
craziness.
yeah. Yeah.
We have Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child performing at
We
WrestleMania
did.
22.
We
She
sure
sang
did.
America the Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure
Yeah,
she
that's
did
it.
a beautiful job of that.
One of the few that didn't butcher that song when she
Yeah.
performed it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure she did a wonderful job.
Oh, she was
remember
fantastic.
I remember seeing fuck, I can't remember what WrestleMania it was, but there was like some real like hillbilly cowboy country singing dude who like hillbillied the fuck out of the national anthem, and it wasn't that bad actually.
I feel like I know who you're talking about, but like
Oh yeah, it was one of
I
the
don't want to say
older
something
ones.
generic like Toby Keith or something like that.
I don't know.
Probably.
But yeah, you didn't do it too bad. It's much more better than like you're adding like 1,000,001 runs
Yeah.
into it. It's like, come on, get snappy.
Dude, that's how I felt when I was watching the AAA show because the lady was singing the Mexican national anthem and then she had
It
to
did
go
go
yeah?
into
on a
the
while.
American one, and I was just like, oh, come
Oh.
on, dude. Like, just, I'm like, I understand what y'all are doing, but I'm just like, oh, just a little faster.
I'm
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
against
Little
singing
faster.
national anthems at sports events as a whole.
I am.
I
I
don't
am.
Yeah,
care
me
what
too.
Yeah.
country it
Me
is.
too.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
Nah, we
This
don't
is
do
a
it
sporting
here.
Yeah.
event, not a war rally. I don't give a fuck about the country like that. Like I want to watch
Exactly.
whatever I'm watching. So that point to the side.
Yeah.
We can keep it new school for a little bit. We got Machine Gun Kelly taking a power bomb from
Oh.
Kevin Owens.
Oh,
That
I
happened in
remember
2015.
this.
Did he?
And
Ooh.
this
I
is
remember
right
this.
after he performed. He was performing his song A Little More. This is in 2015.
Mhm.
And then after Kevin Owens came out, gave him a power bomb. Salute
Oh.
KO.
So he was like just performing, not for like someone's entrance, and then Kevin Owens came
Yeah,
out and went,
and
"Fuck
Kevin
this
Owens
noise."
just-
Poof.
Yep, basically. Pretty much.
Bravo, Kevin. Bravo, Kevin. Thank you for your
Going back to
service. sir.
Wale, also, I do want to mention
Yes.
that he throws an
Yes.
event every year around WrestleMania weekend called Wale Mania that a lot of the rappers come to and stuff.
Yep. I also
Hey.
want to in this what you just said, I want to also shout out West Side Gun. West Side Gun
Well, we were
has
getting the
his
fourth
own.
rope for sure.
Oh no, I know. Yeah, he has his own wrestling promotion. It is called Fourth Rope.
Yep.
To my knowledge, I believe that Zilla Fatu is still their world champion, unless he
Yes.
lost it recently. Okay, so he is still the world champion. Okay, bet. Yeah, so
Mhm.
Zilla Fatu is still the world champion, and I believe they just established tag belts, and
Yep.
they
You
also
won't
have
believe who
a.
has them.
I'll let
Do
you
you
get
know
to
who
that.
has them?
No,
I'm
I
giving
don't.
you the
So I'll
clue
let
right
you get
now.
to it. And I think they have a women's world champion as well, if I'm not mistaken, or at
I don't
least
know
they're
if they do
working on.
yet.
Or they, if they don't, they're working on it.
I would
Yeah.
imagine so because they definitely have a women's division. Like Jordan Grace
Yeah.
wrestled there, so
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think they have an actual women's belt yet, but I think they
Not
are
yet.
working towards it. Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can get
no,
the
not
hint
yet,
when me
but they
doing
are
my
building
dance,
it.
Eric. Who their tag champions are?
Yeah, who are the tag champs? Wait, really? The Hardys?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Get the
Yes.
fuck out of here. The Hardys are the wait, the Hardys are the fourth world tag champs?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I didn't even know.
Random.
I love finding out about this on this show.
It
Love
is
this.
so random. So fucking random.
Yes. Yes. Speaking of
That's
random,
awesome.
Butters, get out my face. Thank you.
Buddies.
Still doing a podcast. Y'all better not start arguing in the middle of the show. I'll
Butters, don't make me bring you into the room.
right. Beat y'all behinds. We have Ice-T at WrestleMania 2000 performing Pimpin' Ain't Easy with the Godfather and D'Lo Brown,
What
telling the
the
audience to grab your bitches. That
big
whole album,
fucking
though,
Ice-T fan. Oh,
Hey, they were
the whole
wild in
WWF
2000. They were
Aggression
wild
album.
in 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole album was good though, because that is also where we got the classic version of the DX theme song, also by
oh,
Run
was
DMC,
it?
which they
Ah,
performed, I
The
believe,
King of
as
Rock,
well. They
no.
definitely
The
did the
King of
music
Rock,
video, and then their DX Titantron for like that
mm.
whole year was just the Run DMC video, and then they played that music to the ring. So Run DMC, that version
I
of the
love that
DX theme
version.
got a
My
lot
Yeah,
favorite
of
thing about that DX
love that
spin.
theme
one.
back then is when they used to like cut out an in of the
Shut
music
up.
video. Like they would like cut into the music video when like Run DMC was like doing their shit, but then they would also cut out to when DX would come out on the entranceway and do the crotch chops and all that good
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, real quick. Do you
It was
remember in the
so
video,
perfectly
Eric?
blended. It was like the perfect blend of ignorance.
Eric,
Because
do
it
you
was
remember in
just
the video Stephanie McMahon and Tori standing on top of the bus doing crotch chops? Do you remember that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
they were living
Ah,
their best fucking lives.
and that was even funnier back then because that was like newly evil Stephanie. She had only been evil for like a year or two at that point. Before then, she was
Yeah.
like the sweet, innocent. Oh my God, look at Stephanie. We're going to treat her like she's a child, even though she's 28 or whatever. Like, it was that era of Stephanie. And then she was, rocking the makeup and wearing the
Yeah.
dresses and
Got
like,
the hair
really
all
embracing
like this.
her Triple H role. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she crotch chopping
Yeah.
on top of the bus. That was the funniest shit ever.
Well, I will
It really
say,
fucking
Also,
was.
shout out to the Hardys for
oh, go
being the
ahead.
stuntmen in that video.
Oh,
Oh,
were
okay. I didn't
they?
even know that. I didn't even know that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
If you
That's
just see
Fuck
awesome.
yeah.
random dudes flying in the background, that's Jeff and Matt.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
Hey.
Makes a whole lot of sense.
Hey.
We're going back
I
to
gotta give it to
WCW for a
Stephanie
second here.
because oh,
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead.
1999,
Yes.
Master P
Oh, yes.
has his own group
Yes.
based off of his record label called the No Limit Soldiers.
Yep.
And one of our favorite luchadors of all time was in that group. His name is Rey Mysterio. I think one of our
That
other
group didn't
guys,
really
well,
work
not one of
out,
our guys, maybe,
unfortunately.
but yeah,
Hmm?
no, that didn't. But I think that
Yeah.
was more timing because WCW was on a downward spiral at that point anyway. I don't think anything would have saved it, to
Yeah.
be real.
Exactly. And that's why I say that it went through a downward spiral because look at what happened the second that he got to WWE.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was instantly like one of the most over guys, and then obviously unfortunately a lot of the stuff with Eddie Guerrero, like obviously that like hit a lot of us just here. And then
Mm.
when Rey Mysterio won the world title, it was one of those things where we just didn't even think that it was possible.
Yeah.
So
Fuck no.
the fact that they gave that to him, it was like one of those things where it was like, wow, okay. So you guys will give a world title to a smaller guy who works really well and
Mhm.
who
Yeah.
has that like connection with the audience because boy oh boy at this time I can't think of another superstar around like that mid 2000s era who had a better connection with the audience than Rey Mysterio.
I
That's true.
agree.
Besides maybe Eddie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But definitely besides Eddie.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
obviously Eddie we lost Eddie a little too soon, but
Yeah.
right after that, it was basically Ray after that.
It
And
was.
then
And it was
and
even
then we had
more.
yeah, and then we had a few other baby faces that like came in between that like era, but as far as like that initial shock when we found out what happened with Eddie, it was like, no, we got to put the belt on Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they actually did it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
surprising for sure. We'll
Was
keep
it?
it in the Latin lucha community on the music
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
because we got the homie Bad Bunny. He's
Yeah.
Oh
had two
my
He
God, I
matches.
love
was
Bad Bunny.
awesome.
I
He had the
Oh,
love
he
match
Bad
was
Bunny.
against
so awesome.
Damien, and he had the match where he tagged with Damien.
Yeah.
Against Miz and somebody.
Yes.
Miz and
Yes.
John Morrison.
That's
Shout
right,
That's
Miz
right.
and
That's
Morrison.
right.
That's right. Shout
I
out Johnny
remember them
TV.
now.
out to my
Johnny
boy John Morrison.
TV. I
He
actually
makes
loved it when they
everything
put
that
them
he does
together.
work.
Hmm.
He does everything that he can to just make something work, and I really appreciate that about him.
He's so
Yeah.
good.
He's so,
Yeah,
so good.
He's
But
so
agree
oh
with you
my
good.
God.
guys
Shout out Taya as
wholeheartedly.
well. Go ahead, Bex. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah, go ahead,
definitely
Bex.
shout out to both of them. Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say that yeah, like that moment was it was such a good moment. Like I had no idea about him before, absolutely no idea about him before. And so I was just coming into this with just like this dude, Bad Bunny. He's absolutely insanely over, musician, all that kind of shit. All right, let's just see what he does. And then you could just tell by the way he got into the ring that it was like, oh, this is different. Oh,
Hmm.
this is very different. And then he just
Yep.
started to go, and I was like, yo, and like so he was able to like incorporate like all of his like theatrics of performance of like being the musician there and stuff, and then like be able to get into the ring and then like bah, it's like holy shit,
Yeah.
amazing action Bronson, about half of that, but he was still good.
We'll get to him in a
For
minute
me,
too.
you
We're
know
gonna
what
get to him in the
solidified it
AEW
for
part.
me?
Go ahead, Eric.
You know what solidified it for me? It wasn't the match that you're talking about because I know
Uh-huh.
what match you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the moment that I was like, oh, Bad Bunny might be a good wrestler.
Hmm.
I got to pay attention to him.
Mm.
It wasn't until that backlash match against
Yeah.
Damian Priest, that street fight.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That was actually when I
First of
became a
all,
fan of his music. Like, because of the crowd reaction to Champea, I was like, hold up. Like, the crowd reacted so strong, I fell in love with the song instantly, and I had never heard it before. And
Yeah, I had
it's
the
in my
same.
playlist now because of
Yeah.
that. Like, when
Me
I'm riding
too.
through the Vadio over here, like when I'm going to the smoke shop or whatever, like, I'll play that song if people are outside. I'm like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
cool. Don't even, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the homies, shout out to the homies.
the homies.
So let's see. We'll talk about some wrestlers who rap too, real quick. We
Oh,
got the
yeah.
Yeah.
homie
Yeah.
Ron Killings.
Oh,
He's
the
been
one
putting
and
out
only.
albums. He still puts out music videos to this day that you can watch on the
Yeah.
internet. And he's evolved his style. Like he does he's 53, but he does newer sounding stuff. Like he doesn't rap like a dude from the 90s. So like he's actually stayed with
Yeah.
the times.
Oh, I
Um,
really hope that Metro Boomin thing comes true. Metro Boomin wants to produce uh Ron Killing's new theme song.
oh, that'd be sweet.
And
That'd be so
Ron
sweet.
Killings was all like, "Oh, I got my original theme song, but like I fuck with your shit, so we should work." And I'm kind of in the mode where I'm like, "Nah, nigga, Metro produce his new thing, please."
Especially
Yeah.
because of the new character switch.
I was
Metro
gonna
with
say.
scary beats? Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Yeah. Now's the time.
Now is the time.
Mm.
John Cena
And
went
it would make
platinum
perfect sense.
off his album.
What?
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he went
did.
platinum. The one
Yes, he
album that
did.
he released, was it called The Champ Is Here? Or was it called I forgot what it was
It's either
called.
called The Champ Is Here or Is My Time Is Now. One of the
Something
two.
like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
But he released a full-length album. You know, his theme song is the
Really?
first song on it, but it's like 10 or 12 tracks.
Wow.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's not bad.
Really?
It's not bad.
Nah,
John Cena
nah.
is a
John
decent
Cena. John
rapper.
Cena can rap.
Now he has more of an old school style. I will say that he has more of that kind of
Mm-hmm.
90s traditional, almost New York flow. And like
Yeah.
those style of punchlines almost like
Yeah.
um you
Yeah,
know,
you
I'm
can
cooler
even
than the
hear
other
it.
side of the pillow and like those type of lines. Like that's Cena's style. But he's good. He's in pocket. He has rhyming where he's rhyming multiple syllables. Like
Yes.
it's not
Yeah.
basic. Like you can tell he
No.
really studied rap. And I
Yeah.
was impressed with what I heard for sure.
Like even when he
Um,
says like at the end of his first verse when he's like, "Lay that man's down for the same second tan," like
yeah,
the way he even flows that, like that's
yeah.
rapper
Yeah.
shit.
He
Yeah.
studied it.
Yeah.
Like that's
He
rapper
studied.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
He
because if he was just doing that regular, he would have been like, I can't even think of it like
lay
outside
your
of
ass
rapper
down
brain,
for the
but like
three
he would have
seconds
been like,
hand.
yeah,
Yeah. Just keeping it.
Ray that sand down for the same cake and tan.
Yeah.
Whereas in rapper brain, Ray that sand down for the sand taking tan, like
Yeah.
like
Hitting
the
it on
way
that
he
offbeat.
flows that and like
Hmm.
gets on the beat and like figures out where he's supposed to flow in pocket. Like
Mm.
love that. Even the your time is up, my time is now. This is a
Yeah.
franchise, now I'm shining now. Like
Yeah.
all that is in pocket. Like
Hmm.
he had to make sure that he knew where he was going to fit in with all that. And the fact that
Mm.
that song, I saw a video the other day where they were playing like some random I don't know what they were playing in the club. They were playing like some like Brazilian music or something like that, and they mixed it in with John Cena's music, and the whole club
Oh.
went crazy. Like it was one of the most surreal things that I had ever seen because I was just like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, you guys don't even know about this,
Well,
but like at the
remember that
same
one
time,
clip?
like
Remember that
y'all
clip I
hear it
sent
and y'all
y'all?
know what it is though.
I think it was a YouTube reel, and it was the John Cena words over the "hit 'em up" beat, and that shit was
Yup,
Real.
crazy. I was like, people are creative, yo. Like,
yup,
because it
Yeah.
sounded good. Like,
Did
yup.
it? Nice.
who else we got? Who else we got? We can move over to the AEW side now. I think we've covered the majority of the acts in WWE. Of course, shout out Living Color because they played out CM Punk. Shout out
Yeah.
Metalhead. They have played out Triple H many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the
Or
game.
And
Motorhead. I said Metalhead.
I know.
Motorhead is
I
the
was
name of the
gonna let you
group.
do that. I
I
was gonna give you
saw
that
that
one.
you didn't, you could have, hey,
Could have.
motherfucker, that's wrong.
Could have. Could have.
That's why I was like, tell me play the
Okay,
game.
Bex, talk about Limp Bizkit really quick.
Do I
Limp
have
Bizkit
to?
performed at where, and it was terrible. Talk about it.
It was.
Wait,
Yeah. It
what?
was. It was SummerSlam. What freaking
Oh,
Okay.
that
summer?
sucks.
Oh God, what was it? And it was for. It was the keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Oh, for the
Oh
Taker shit,
no!
that makes sense. They should have performed My Way at WrestleMania 17 since
Oh, they performed that Kid Rock ass song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Has Kid Rock ever performed? Did he do
Yes.
American
Yes,
Badass?
that's why I said Kid
Yes.
Rock ass song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Well, shout out to
and
Limp Bizkit for sure, because like I said, they're that fusion of rap and rock that I was
they
really heavy
are.
into in middle school. Like when I
Yeah.
was, you know, skateboarding and hanging out
Yep,
with punk rockers, but also hanging out with all the homies and all of that stuff. So I was
yep.
like, all right, we're gonna need
Yeah.
some blending here. Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park,
No
perfect.
shout out to
Like,
Kid Rock. No shout out to Kid Rock because he was the biggest
yeah,
faker
not
in the
anymore.
entire world.
Not
Yeah,
Oh
anymore.
yeah. No. Fuck that
We
guy.
yeah,
used to like Kid Rock. He is from
yeah. Nah.
Detroit. He actually
Oh, is
DJ'd.
he?
Yeah, he's
Huh.
from Detroit. He actually DJ'd me and Eric's cousin's high school open house This is before he was
Yo.
famous. This is back when he was still just DJ Rob. Um, he's friends. Well, at the time he was. I highly doubt it now, but at the time he
Yeah.
was friends with our Uncle Tony,
Yeah.
our mom's brother. So
Oh.
our cousin Rod was graduating high school in probably the early 80s, I would
Mm.
imagine. Um,
I know then
yeah, because
because
he's a
that's when he
little bit
came back
younger than
overseas.
mom.
Because that's when he came back overseas. Was in the 80s. Like when
Yes.
he it was from the
For
military
the
stuff.
military.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Because that's
Yeah, I
when
think that
him
was like
and Sandra met.
mid
Yeah,
late 80s, something like that.
yeah, 90s, something like that.
So
Early
I'm gonna say
90s,
yeah.
maybe.
Well, no, it was before that for sure. Cause
Oh, okay, okay.
he was home when I was a little kid. So
Oh,
Rod
okay.
was
Okay.
around. So
So yeah,
yeah, it
you
was
would know
before
that better
that.
than me, obviously, because
They were
90s
all in the
report.
military before the 90s. Sherry,
Right.
Rachel, Rod, all of them. Shout out to the
Yep.
Yeah.
family.
Yep. That's why they were so hyped when I was going in.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep.
But yeah, so Kid Rock was friends with our Uncle Tony, and
Wow.
so he got him the hookup. So
News
he
to me.
DJ'd. Yeah, he DJ'd our cousin Rod's high school graduation like open house. So yep, that happened.
Yeah, didn't know that. Didn't know that. That's who was DJing. Did not
Yep,
know at all.
yep. It was Kid Rock when he was DJ Rob or
But you know
whatever
what's
his name
funny?
So
was.
many
We didn't give
crickets.
a shit. We were out in the front yard just trying to
Well,
roll
at
around in
Rod's
the neighborhood.
graduation party, I don't even know if I was born. Like, you definitely weren't born. So,
Oh,
like, I
you were
wasn't
on
there.
Rod's graduation. Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, no,
Oh
no,
okay,
not
yeah.
RJ. Not
Oh
RJ.
yeah,
Rod.
that's what I thought you were talking about. I thought you were mentioning RJ, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, no, 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 no. Not his son. Talking about
Not the
Pops.
little one,
oh
the big
yeah,
one.
no, I wasn't there. Yeah, no, I
Exactly.
wasn't there. I wasn't there for big RJ. Obviously, I
Yeah, I was
wasn't
gonna
there.
say I wasn't either. So,
Yeah, we weren't even thought of yet.
Crazy.
correct.
But yeah.
Right?
I don't even know if mom and dad were together at that point. They
Yeah, I'm
might
like,
have
I
been
don't even
dating.
know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Way back.
But yeah, so we did used to have love for Kid Rock at some point, but you know, he decided
Right.
he didn't want our love anymore. So,
No, he
you know,
decided the
and
Yeah, what
that's
money
a
all
was
piece of
not
right.
going
shit.
to be worth it. Mm.
That's all
Yeah, what a
right. You know, everybody don't need to, you know, be down.
No,
So it's all right.
and he's from Detroit too, which is the craziest part.
That's what I'm saying.
that's
Yeah,
rude.
like, you
That
know,
is
but hey, it is
rude.
what it
But yeah,
is, you
no,
know.
we don't look at him no type of way now.
Yeah, not no more.
Yeah.
Can I mention one last WWE thing? Oh my God.
Please.
It
Of course
feels
you
really
can.
weird when that full word comes out of my mouth because I go
That's why you say the wubbly wubbly. Is what
That's
you
why I
do.
say the wubbly wubbly all the time. But oh actually two, sorry, if I may.
Do it.
So
Bring 'em
the first
up.
one is Joan
No,
Jett
we
and the
here
Black
for it.
Hearts when they played for Ronda Rousey at her
Okay.
WrestleMania at 36.
Okay.
Joan
Oh
Jett and the Black
yeah.
Hearts came out to do Bad Reputation. That was another like real fucking like whoa, like out of left field. Like I couldn't believe that they fucking got her, and that went really well. But the one that is like my top like ultimate
I think
fucking
you're gonna
like
say the one that I forgot to mention that I just thought about right
Oh,
now, but
I
I'm
think
gonna
I
let
just thought
you
about
say
it
it.
too. I think I just thought
You
about it
say
too.
it though. I'm not gonna steal it from you. Back
I'm
to
not
you
gonna say
go.
it either. I'm not gonna say it either.
the most perfect entrance in the entire world, Bray Wyatt's entrance for WrestleMania 30.
Yes.
Done
100%.
by Mark Crozer, and the band that he had with him were the Rels, the RELS, and they all had the plague doctor masks, and he had his face all painted up and perfectly walking to the ring. And we've talked about this before, Shane, but that just amazing, like how the fuck did they do that perfect moment of like everyone just stopping as soon as Bray like blew out the lantern.
And I really want people to think about how difficult that is because you have a band that's on the stage. These WrestleMania ramps are huge. Like they're not it's not a regular entrance ramp. Like that shit is like a half a mile. I'm slightly
Yes.
exaggerating, but not by much. They're really that long. So
Yes.
to be that far away from the person that you're playing to the ring, when they get to the actual ring, first of all, the band sounded exactly like the record.
Mm-hmm.
but they were actually
Perfect.
playing the music. They weren't like faking it that was really them playing it, but it sounded just like the record. Amazing. That's number
Mm.
one. Number two, the timing. When you're that far away from the person, first of all, let's ignore the fact that they cut it all off at the same time with Bray.
Yeah.
Just the band by themselves being able to cut it off that quick and in sync was
In the
amazing.
darkness.
Anybody who's ever played in a band knows that you can go, all right, we're going to stop in 3, 2, 1, and everyone still doesn't stop at the same time. So the fact that they got that perfectly in sync, another amazing feat. Then you tie it into the fact that they perfectly timed it with Bray blowing the candle out. Work of art. That's the
Yeah.
best entrance ever.
Yeah.
That's why, and I will piggyback on that. That's why I think Bray Wyatt's Fiend debut, SummerSlam 2019,
Ooh. Yeah.
probably, in my opinion, top 5 debuts ever for a character.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
100%. Because they did everything that you just said, Shane.
Yep.
He came out with the lantern, but obviously it was different because he was the Fiend. And this was his very first time coming out as the Fiend. But even what you just said, he came out with that Code Orange band theme. But it was
Yes.
dark, but it was darker.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it had more edge to it. And
Mm-hmm.
like you like I remember when I first saw that entrance and just saw the crowd reaction. It was one of those things where when you saw Finn Balor and his face and how he reacted and how he sold how scared he was,
Yeah.
it was one of those things
Yeah.
where the crowd felt the exact same way because it was one of those
Yes.
things where they were almost like, we really like this, but this is so new that we don't even know how to take this yet.
Yeah.
We got to see how this happens. Then they saw him do the neck snap thing. They
Yes.
saw him do the laugh, the backwards walking thing. Like, it was so crazy to where the point to where when he finished him off and he sent him back to NXT,
Mm.
it was one of those things where it was like, nah, we get it. You
Yeah.
killed him. Like,
Yeah.
you basically literally killed him. So, like,
Yeah.
might as well go back to NXT and
That's
figure out
crazy. I
yourself
forgot
from
about
there.
that. Finn did go back to NXT after that.
Yes.
He was the
Dude,
champion.
Finn had to win
Yeah.
the NXT. He had to win the NXT championship
And
after
get his
that
shit
whole
back
shit.
together. That's
He
true.
had to
Yep.
get his whole shit back together.
He had to
Yeah.
rewind. Rewind. Go back to NXT. Start again.
Yeah. Shout out to Code Orange for that entrance. And then we got one more honorable mention. I don't know the person's name. They're a violinist and they played Shinsuke to the
I've
ring
got
at
it.
that one WrestleMania.
I got the name. I
Ooh, give
got
me
the
the
name of
name.
that amazing man. Lee England Jr.
Shout out Lee England Jr. because that was
Yeah.
also an amazing entrance. Not hip hop,
Mwah.
but still beautiful.
Mwah. Beautiful. And on that note, I because when I was finding that to watch that again, I completely forgot that the guitarist Nita Strauss did his fucking entrance too for when he debuted at WrestleMania 34.
That's
I
right.
completely forgot about that.
He's had
Yeah.
a few different live entrances.
Yeah.
Shinsuke
Don't get me
knows like how important that music is too.
All right, so I'm gonna
so
leave you. I'm gonna leave y'all with this question because last night NXT
Mhm.
Jordan Grace came out to a new music theme,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I heard about it.
and it was received very horribly.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole
And
crowd started
it was
chanting "Fire Death Rebel."
yeah, they started chanting "Fire Death Rebel,"
Shit.
basically.
Shit.
So my
That bad,
question
huh?
is, based on who are music themes that we have currently, just as
Mhm.
far as like main roster, NXT, whatever the case may be.
Mm.
If there's one music theme that you could change, which one would it be and why? I will go first to start off just to make it easy.
Mm.
Mine doesn't even really require much editing or anything like that. Braun Breaker.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker.
Holy shit. I hate his song.
Give him either give him back his original theme that he had in NXT
It was
with
perfectly
the
fine.
sirens and all that good shit,
Mm.
or give him something like whatever they're saying that Linkin Park wants to make a new theme song for him.
It was
If
Limp
that is
Bizkit,
the
Oh.
but
case,
same, you know,
yeah,
I
if
got you.
that is the case, go ahead and let him do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Oh.
Like, because my thing is, his theme song right now, it's not bad. Like, it's
I
not
hate it.
trash.
I think
But
it's trash, but
Yeah.
but
I
I'm
gotta
also
listen to it.
comparing it to the old
here's
one.
my thing. I'm comparing it to other people's themes that have been changed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
compared to other people's things that have been changed, it could have been way worse than what it is right now.
I will give you that.
Mm.
And what I will say is that it's from the change, it's not that bad, but I agree with you at the same time to where I'm like, he could have a much better theme than what he
Yeah.
has right now. And
Yeah.
Especially when you're
to
trying
me,
to
it
make him
all
a
comes
big
down
deal, give him
to
some good music. Like, what the fuck?
and to me, it all comes down to the Def Rebel thing. Because again, well, I'll go back to Jordan Grace now.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace had a perfectly good theme song. I don't think they needed to do shit with it.
Well,
I
all
understand
they
why
should have
they
did was just
changed
take
it.
the sirens out. Like, that's all
I
they really
understand
needed
why
to
they
do.
changed it because of the Scott Steiner thing. Braun Breaker uses the
Yeah.
sirens and their family, so it's like I get
Oh.
it.
So
But
they're
just take the
moving her
sirens
away
out.
from
You don't
that.
have to change all
Yeah,
the
so
musicality. Just take the sirens out at the beginning and then
Yeah.
boom, you're good. Like, that was
that's
dumb.
Yeah.
all you needed to do. But instead, they chose to completely change up her whole theme, and now it sounds awful.
Yeah.
Oh
And
dear.
and I wouldn't have even thought it was that bad unless the NXT crowd didn't tell me. When they started chanting "Fire Def Rebel," that's when I was like, "Oh, okay,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
okay,
Uh-oh.
they might be in some trouble." So, my main question to you is,
Mm.
um, how do you feel about the current main roster songs, and if there are any that you want to change, as far as like a top five or something like that? Which ones would you change for your favorites?
Mm. You go first, Shane. I gotta think.
Yeah, I was gonna say because in AEW, I don't really think anybody's theme needs to change really because they all kind of perfectly fit their characters.
Cough,
Mm.
cough, cough, cough. AEW's music is better than WWE's.
Way
Cough, cough.
better. That
I
like
wasn't
it's
gonna
not even
say.
close. Like anybody who debates that point is just a hater. And I'm
Shout out.
very comfortable saying
Literally.
that. Literally
Shout out,
anybody
Mikey Ruckus.
on the planet who debates that point
Like you're right.
and says WWE's music is better than AEW's is just a hater. Period.
Mate, you're dreaming.
That's it. So, now that said,
Okay,
if we're
so
talking
Mikey.
WWE, yes, I'm changing bronze. I'm changing Liv
100%.
Morgan's because it's way too fucking happy for her character.
Yes. Is it
Yeah.
still the same
Agreed.
one?
Yes.
Agreed.
Ugh.
Agreed.
I'm changing Charlotte's back to the original version of her theme. I'm
Agreed.
taking
Oh
all
yeah, because
that
they made it
old-
all like unce,
Well,
didn't they?
I like that though, but I don't like the vocal effects that they have in there. The all hail the
Vocal
queen and all
effects?
that stupid
Yeah,
shit.
that's just
Take
trash.
that bullshit out.
Oh God, yeah, no,
Just
get
go
rid
with
of
the
that.
original theme where it's like the
Mm.
EDM version of Ric Flair's theme. That was
Yeah.
fine. Like there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
don't know what they've done with Bailey's music in the
I
past
was gonna
couple of
say
years,
Bailey.
but good lord,
She
Bailey,
needs
give
new
Bailey
music.
something.
Yeah.
Her music is awful.
Yeah.
Now I'm assuming it's changed since probably the last time I've heard it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Remember
what
she
kind
had
of
that
vibe?
slow kind of rock theme when she was a heel? That was
Yes,
dope.
I liked that. I like
That was
that.
dope.
Same.
They
Yeah,
switched it.
yeah.
She still has the
Oh.
same beginning of it, but now it's like faster. And it's supposed to be more babyface like because she's a good guy now. And I'm like, nope,
Oh, is she?
keep the
Oh,
fucking music. Like, you know, so
yeah. You can be a goodie and still have hard music.
that's, you know,
To be
so
honest, to me, the two best women who have their music untouched that can never go anywhere.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair.
Yeah.
I will tell you the one change
Their
I
music
did like.
their music will never get old to me.
Yeah.
I'll give you the one change I did like.
Mm.
Asuka. I like her new
Yes.
theme.
Yes.
Oh,
I
does
love
she not
Asuka's
have
new theme.
the
It's basically the
Empress of
same.
Tomorrow?
It's basically still the same, but
Yeah.
they have like
I
slightly
fucking love
different
that
words
song.
on there, and it's like it's a very
Oh.
slight edit, but they changed it to coincide more with her Kana presentation when she came back
Yep.
more as Kana than
Ah, I
OG
was gonna.
Asuka.
So she is actually kind of floating. Because I was wondering when
Basically,
I've seen photos of her, I was like, what's very kind of you, Oscar?
yeah, she's
Ah.
basically Kana now, but they still call her Asuka, but the
Oh,
character is much more how Kana was.
oh,
Yeah.
cool for her. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really
So
awesome.
they got that going.
Who is
Yeah.
Asuka facing on Monday?
Oh yeah, because she won her match. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, because Asuka won her match. Oh, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Now,
that'll be a good.
Alexa Bliss. I don't know if she's still got the same music from the last time I heard, but not a fan of that theme at all.
So her theme
I
from when
like
she was
Alexa
the
Bliss's theme a
goddess,
lot right now.
they remixed it because
Oh,
they
okay.
changed it in the middle of like when she was sort of with the fiend, but the fiend was gone for
Yes.
a while and we didn't know he was coming back, but she was still kind of spooky. Like that
Yeah.
era, terrible theme. Before that,
Yes.
when she was the goddess, decent theme. And her
Mm.
new theme is almost a blend of the two. It's like a
Oh,
slightly spookier version of the goddess theme.
I love it. I love it.
I don't hate
interesting.
it. I
It's
definitely
Cool.
so good.
Oh,
I
I'm glad
definitely
it's
don't.
I'm glad it's
Oh,
better.
I love. Oh,
It is
personally,
better.
I love it.
Nice.
It's my favorite theme that I've heard from her so far.
I'm
Yeah.
having to get
Personally,
used to it still, but I like it
Mm.
way better than the other one for sure.
you
Like
know what
night
it.
and
You know
day.
what
Yeah.
it is for me. I like the downbeat when like the pitch slightly goes down, where it's like
Mm.
Yeah.
doom,
Ooh.
doom.
Yeah,
Like I
that
like
Oh,
that.
that
sounds
sounds
cool.
cool.
It's just a
That
dope
shit. That
effect,
shit's
like
awesome.
because it's kind
But
of
Yeah.
I
EDM
will.
too, or more
Ah.
dubstepy, I guess.
But
Ah. Oh, that's cool.
I will coincide this with my favorite theme as far as all of women's wrestling, just
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
EO Sky, 100% hands down.
Yes. Yes.
We
Best
love
theme
EO's
ever.
theme.
Her
Does
theme
she
Yeah.
is
still have
so
the
fucking fire.
does she still have like the
Yep,
Yep.
yep,
Ah, yes.
all
Yes,
of
yes,
that,
yes,
all
yes,
of that.
yes. Yes. That is fucking brilliant. I fucking love that
Crowd be
theme
I
turned
so
up
fucking
love
whenever
her
her
much.
theme
music hits.
so
Everyone goes
much.
crazy.
Her
Yeah,
theme
I
is
fucking love it.
so fucking good.
It
It's
Oh,
is.
so
it's
good.
really the best. I love
But
her.
I do
I
want to
absolutely
switch
love her.
over just real quick
Oh
Oh
yeah, go
yes.
ahead. Go ahead, brother.
the AEW side of things because they have
Yes, yes.
plenty of
Yes.
hip hop representation on their side as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
We can of
Oh
course start
yeah.
with Swerve. You know, he's got music out there. Swerve when I
Good, good.
drive, going crazy. I remember one time me and Eric were riding in the car, and then our two cousins, who don't watch wrestling at all, um, our cousin Victoria and our cousin Micah, they were in the car.
Yeah.
They were in the back
Shane,
seat
I'm still listening. I'll be right back.
for sure. And we just started playing Swerve when I drive in the car. And they were
Yeah.
just, and we turned around and just looked to see how they were reaction, and they both just
Yeah.
bouncing like, and I was
Nice.
like, they don't even know this is a wrestling theme.
No.
So that was tight.
I love that theme. Oh, I
But
love
yeah,
this
so
theme.
we
It's
got to
so
shout out
good.
Swerve, of course.
Yes. Shout out Skirt
And
Skirt.
then with Swerve, you got the Keith Lee story where Rick Ross came.
Yes.
The boss. So what did
Iconic.
how familiar are you with Ross?
So not too much because I keep getting him confused with someone else. I think there's like a producer in like the metal world called Rick Ross or something.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I kept on thinking that it was him when people were
Mhm.
talking about a Rick Ross, but no. So I am mildly aware of Rick Ross. Yeah,
Got
through the
you.
fiance, he knows more.
Ah, got you. Got you. There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say because that was when he called Keith Lee a big motherfucker on
I
cable.
love I love that so much. He was just made for fucking just randomly showing up on wrestling. Like it just gave
That's
him
what I
a fucking
said. I was
mic.
like, Rick Ross can
So
cut a
made.
promo.
Yes.
I just
Yes.
want to. I just want to say about that whole thing.
Yeah.
That was unintentionally one of the greatest AEW segments ever.
Yeah.
Allegation.
Unintentionally,
Yeah.
because like,
Yes.
Rick
I
Ross
think that was
came
an ad
out.
lib. That's what I'm saying. Like Rick Ross just has the
Yes.
timing for it. I don't think they
Yes.
wrote that in. I think he just said that shit.
He did.
I think that was just a pure observation.
He pointed out on the
100% pure
allegations.
observation. Hey yo, you a big motherfucker. Keith Lee looked at him and said,
Damn.
I remember he looked at the camera and said,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We got to bring up P again because, you know, he was the WCW
Yes.
legend and he showed love to AEW not too long
He
ago.
sure did.
You
He
know what I'm
sure
saying?
"Come on,
did.
Master P."
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
sure
yeah.
are.
Yeah. Came out there, was
I
not
lost my
scared of the
shit.
Death Riders, just stood there like, psh, you ain't finna
My
do
boy
nothing. The
Master
ops
P
got my
was
back.
standing on business.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Throwing them
Hell yeah.
weak ass worked punches at John Moxley.
The weakest work punches ever.
You know what I honestly think that was though?
What?
I think it's
He,
two things. One,
Yeah.
Master
he
P's
was
really
trying
from
not
the
to hurt him.
streets,
Woof,
so he didn't
yeah.
want to actually punch him for real. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So he knew he had to go all the way the opposite.
Yeah.
Two, the Travis Scott Cody Rhodes thing had just happened, where Travis slapped the
It
shit out of Cody
had.
and like busted his eardrum or whatever. So
It
Master P was probably
had.
like, okay, I have to be super careful, or they're never gonna let any rappers be anywhere ever again. So
Boy, oh boy, I don't mean to get a slightly off tangent, but boy, oh boy, is it a bad week for Travis Scott right now.
Oh,
we'll have to cover that
really?
on bar exam. You'll
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
tell
we'll
us
cover
why.
that on bar exam.
I'll
But
tune
yeah,
in.
it's a bad week for
Also here on
that
the
guy.
Ethos Media Network, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. So we got Bun B, and we have him selling his Trill burgers, and we have Ricochet stealing some of those burgers
I'm
from the
jealous of
backstage
Ricochet.
crew.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of Ricochet. I want one of them burgers.
Yeah, we got to go to Texas and get a Trill burger.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been trying to have one of Bun B's burgers for years, and Ricochet just gets to steal it and throw it at somebody.
Rude.
Dickochet. That's what we call him.
Dickochet. Dick O'Shea.
That's what we call him in the Sickos Club. Even though we love Ricochet and we love everything he's doing, he's Dickochet.
Yeah, I mean, I love Yuta, but I still call him fucking Yuta.
Yeah,
Wheeler,
you know what I mean?
I love to
fucking
hate him.
Yuta. God fucking damn it.
Motherfucker. Every time you see him, you just notice some bullshit awry. Like,
Right.
Long ass, disgusting mullet.
crazy. Just
I
being
love his
gross on
horrendous,
purpose.
yeah.
He's purposely being annoying. You
So
know what he's
nasty
doing.
on
Yeah.
purpose.
He
Yes,
knows
he
what he's
is.
doing. Never rubs it out of his face. It's always looking emo and shit. Get out of here.
Yeah, it must annoy the shit out of him, but he's like, it's
I'm
worth
sure
it.
it does.
Worth it.
That much hair? Oh my god.
You know he's ponytailed up when
Can
he's
you
not
imagine?
on TV.
Can you imagine how itchy that shit must be if he doesn't put
Yeah.
it up in a ponytail?
When you get like sweaty and shit,
Dog.
fuck that.
Dude.
The worst. He wears his
worst.
hair like how Chicago dudes wear their dreadlocks.
Fucking Chicago.
And remember the whole Chief Keef era? Everybody's dreads were like this, like just over their face. Everybody's dreads is like that. Like,
Yeah, why did Chief Keef make that shit popular?
this nigga, man. Fucking,
Oh
that's what
my
he looked
god.
like. He looked like a Chicago dude with dreads.
He literally made a style out of not being able to see out of your frontals.
Yeah. Shout out Chief Keef. Chief Keef could do a wrestling theme. He should do a wrestling theme.
He should. He should.
Don't
That's
like
one of
should
the
be a
Sickos
wrestling. Don't like
themes,
should
right?
be a wrestling theme.
Yeah.
I think that's on the playlist. By the way, people, there's a Sickos Club playlist on Spotify that features all of the members' personal theme songs if we were wrestlers. I believe somebody did pick a Chief Keef song. I don't remember which one. It wasn't I Don't
And it
Like.
should be Don't Like.
It wasn't I Don't Like. I think it might have been Bang.
Ooh.
Bang, bang, bang.
I've got to add mine to that.
Bang,
I haven't added mine.
gang, gang.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
was it
was
that
the.
one where he's like, I'm cooler with my soldiers. Bang, bang, bang. I'm cooler with my Yodas.
Yeah, I think it is that one. I don't remember whose theme that is. I imagine it's either Crows or who else might it be? Calvin spelled backwards. It might be his. It's probably his. It's probably
That
Calvin's.
tracks.
Shout out my man Cal.
Tracks. That really tracks.
Who else did we have? We already talked about Snoop. We talked about Shaq.
Yes. Action
Ooh,
Bronson.
who would I
Action,
want
of
as
course,
my wrestling theme?
Action. He did Hook's theme song,
Yep.
for the first few years,
Oh, you talking about
and he
Action Bronson?
wrestled. He
Yeah.
actually had a match.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Shout
Yes,
out
he
Yeah,
Action.
did.
why didn't I'm mad that they didn't call him back. He was
Well,
I
great.
thought
he
he
fell
would
out
be-
with AEW. I think
Yeah.
there's an
He was
issue there.
great. Action Bronson was fire in the ring.
Yeah,
he was really
I
good.
think there was an issue with him in AEW though. That's why Hook doesn't
Yeah.
use his theme song
Yeah, I think
anymore.
so,
If you
too.
notice too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Something
Yeah.
back. Something.
still shout out Action though.
backstage.
We love him.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh no, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Fuck,
He like
that's
wrapped
delicious.
it. He like live wrapped it to the ring and everything, and then then he put the mic down and fucking got in the ring and
And did
really
his
good.
shit.
Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah.
And you could
Hell
tell you could tell also by that him and Hook are like cool in real life.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
No,
one
that
of
was
the
really
things
cool.
that I love to see when that interchangeable world like mixes in like between like rap and wrestling. Like that's why I love everything that West Side Gun does so much. Because
Yeah.
And we'll for
he
sure
really
get to him.
he didn't just take it as a thing that he was a fan of. He said, "No, I'm gonna make my own promotion out of it.
And we'll
I'm gonna
get to
make
it.
my
We'll
own
get to it.
champ."
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to
Okay.
it.
All right. My bad. I didn't mean to skip it. My bad.
So,
My bad.
but speaking of West Side Gun, though, we can talk about him as an individual right now, just because he is at every AEW show except for the ones
Yes.
that I go to. Oddly enough,
Rude.
no, not true. He was here in Phoenix. He
Yeah,
was
no,
over
he was
by. He was over by Jim. Shout out to Jim.
Yes, he was. Yes,
That's
he
right.
was. Yeah.
I just didn't see him there, but he
Sup,
was
Jim?
there because Jim
Yeah.
smelled him before he saw him. So,
Good man. Good man.
Oh
Good
yeah.
man.
Let's see who else.
West Side
Back
Gun
to
always
West Side
be
Gun
looking-
though.
He always be looking
West Side
paranoid high
Bundy
on the
again.
shows.
DJ Who Kid
Smoke Dizza.
and Swerve and Flash Garments, they all performed the remix of
Yes.
Big Pressure Walk and Swerve out to the ring that one time. So shout out
That
to
was
them.
fucking cool.
That was very
And
cool.
he did Daniel Garcia. Did you know? I'd forgotten about this.
That's
At a
right.
Dynamite
Yeah.
in Buffalo. That was the
That's
first time he
right.
came on stage.
I remember that.
'Cause they're
Yeah.
both from Buffalo. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like West Side Gun, the whole Griselda camp, they're from Buffalo. Daniel Garcia's from Buffalo. That made perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah. He just
Unlocking
came out on the
memories. See?
Dynamite.
I
That's why
totally
you're
forgot
here,
about
Bex.
that. Totally
See?
forgot about that, dude.
Also,
Yeah.
shout out Kevin Gates for
Yes.
throwing a pretty good looking work punch at whoever it was he punched. Who did he punch here?
Oh, who was it? I
Kevin
think it
Gates
was one
dropped
of the.
somebody.
I want to say it was one of the Young Bucks, but I feel like that is incorrect.
Who did Kevin Gates
Hmm.
punch?
Oh no, maybe it
On
was one of the
AEW.
Death Riders.
It was Tony Nese.
Oh, well, okay. I was wrong.
Which I
One
do
of the
remember
premier
now.
athletes.
Yes.
I was wrong on both.
That makes
There was
more
all
sense.
his
That
face
makes more
and-
sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, AEW always showing that love as well to the hip hop community.
Oh, very much.
I
Very much.
gotta give a shout out to my favorite AEW theme song just in general right now.
Yeah. Oh, I
Um,
think I know what you're gonna say.
Not only do I love this person in general, but I love his theme song.
Mm.
Kevin Knight, dude. Oh my god.
Yes, I
Insane.
didn't know what you were gonna
This
say.
dude, Kevin Knight, is a fucking star in the making. Not only
I love
just because
him.
of his music, but like his I know a lot of people will frown upon this term, but like whatever, I don't care. His move set.
Yeah. Do people not like that? Do they?
his in ring like just ability, the way he's able to acrobatically move. Like it reminds me of when I first started watching Swerve, and when I first started
Yeah.
like really being like, oh, Swerve is him.
He is
Like
similar to
that's
a young Swerve, like a skinnier
Yeah.
Swerve. That is
yeah.
kind of Kevin Knight style.
And a little Kofi Kingston in there as well, I reckon.
Yeah, I love him.
Mm.
I love him.
I
I
do
hope
too.
he
Big fan.
continues to prosper. I hope personally, I hope he gets one of the mid card titles. Like I hope he gets the TNT title or
I
something
can
like
see
that pretty
that.
soon. And
Yeah.
then can work his way up to once Kenny and Okada are done with their international title conglomeration, like I can see him easily working his way up to that. Because
Absolutely.
he's that good. He's really good.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
He's so incredible. Absolutely
Yep.
incredible. I thought for
Totally
some
agree.
reason you were going to talk about Austin Gunn's theme for the.
That-
Yeah, I
yes,
thought you were
bang,
going to
bang,
say that one. Yeah.
Again,
Oh, I love his name.
definitely, because that's such a. Me and Eric, I think we said this when they first debuted that new theme and new entrance,
Mm.
and
Yeah. I know what you're
Eric was
talking about,
like,
Shane.
"This sounds like a G Unit song. This sounds like some shit that they would have rapped on back." And I was like, "It
That's
does."
actually very true. Yeah.
I listen to that theme song pretty regularly, just in my headphones walking around, just if I'm trying to get in a good mood or I just want to listen to something and I don't know
Yes.
exactly what song I want to hear with words on it. I'm like, let me throw this on and it'll lead to
Yep.
something. I love that theme.
Yeah,
And shout out
yeah,
to one
it
of
really
them
makes you
because
feel
I don't
good.
know who it is, but one of them makes music full time. I believe it's
Austin.
Austin Gunn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a song on, I believe it's on the AEW video game that I always go back to that he
I need
produced,
more,
made.
I need more,
No, I need
Yep.
more. Yeah, I love that song. Yeah,
It's a good
that
ass
song is
song.
awesome. Yeah, it really is.
Ah,
I didn't even
It's
know
one
it
of
was
those.
him. I had
It's
to
one
look
of
up the
those young
credits. I was like,
nigga
oh
songs.
shit, that's Austin Gunn? Like,
It's one of those
Dooski?
young
Like,
nigga songs
wow.
where it's like it sounds like it should be made by like somebody like Lil Uzi Vert or somebody, but then like Austin Gunn comes on it, and then like not only are his lyrics good, like he can write a song really
yes.
well,
Oh,
but
yes.
also I really like his cadence and his voice over songs too.
Me
Like he has a
too.
good voice.
Me too. Yeah.
Yep.
When I first heard him rap live, it was like a couple of years ago, and it was around, I think, one of their big pay-per-views or something. They were doing a lot of little stuff around. I think this was when like Nick Nemeth was still with them and they did like a comedy show, and then Austin Gunn did like a performance and stuff. And because it's Austin Gunn, I was like going into it, like, how
Yeah.
talented could this guy be at doing his stuff, right? Fucking
Turns out
ate my
extremely.
words. Ate my words very quickly.
Yeah.
Very fucking quickly. I was like, sit your ass, fucking woman, and you just listen to the man do his thing, Holy shit. Completely agree with you, Eric. The cadence, his lyricism, his delivery. Oh, mwah. Who'd have fucking thought that would have come out of Mr. Ass?
Right?
Mm.
God, Brett Michelle would have predicted that because she thinks
Brett-
everything that comes out of Billy's ass is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
She
Or
probably
his
came out of
balls
Billy's
or,
ass.
whatever. Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah.
She is Mrs. Ass, so shout out Brett Michelle. She accepted that, by the way. I let her know. I said, hey, listen to the show. Listen to Don't Call Me Diva. Make sure that you tune in. You got a few shout outs, and we dubbed you
Yes.
Mrs. Ass. And she
Yes,
goes,
it has been done.
yeah,
Yes.
that's accurate. I am. And I was like, all right, good.
That's awesome.
Who else?
Shane,
Eric,
keep
do
going.
we got
Shane,
any other AEW rap shout outs that we need to get out the way before we get
AEW
into
rap
the
shoutouts?
Mickey Ruckus? Are we shouting out
Just
Mickey
as
Ruckus? But when
as a
he did
whole,
just
Yeah.
when
just
he
fire
he
at
came
things.
out
Oh no, we gotta
Mickey
shout out
Ruckus.
we gotta shout out Hurt Business.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
West Side Gun.
Yeah, Hurt
and
Syndicate. Yeah.
Smoke Dizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
all that.
MVP.
Yeah, and
MVP
MVP.
makes music.
MVP makes music, exactly. Yeah. They
100%.
Mickey Ruckus came out with Muelas de Galo, and they did Zero Mero live. Do you guys remember that?
Really?
In
You
2021.
know
I
about
don't think-
Penta's theme?
I think that might have been maybe before we started watching. I don't know. When was that? Was
Oh,
that 2021?
2021. Yeah, that might have been
That
before.
might have been earlier
Was
than
this
that, 'cause we
was
started
this
kinda
early
like-
Penta?
Yeah.
This was yeah. So this was Penta
Oh,
and and
And
and
Ray.
Ray.
Ray
Yeah, when
Phoenix.
they came out. Yeah. Mikey Ruckus came out and
Wow,
did
I
the
did
first
not know
bit, and
this.
then Muelas de Gallo came out. They did it really well. Yeah,
That's
they did
dope.
really,
I got to
really, really
piggyback
well.
off Shane. Shout out to Mikey Ruckus. He's really, really
Is it
good
Mikey or
at
Mickey?
making things.
I don't know. I just say
Oh, okay.
Mikey because he's no C. That's
Yeah.
why.
Sounds
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yep,
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Ruckus.
yes.
Shout out to friend of the pond, Mr. Ruckus. Thank you very much.
So now
Thank you for your service.
we move on to the homie that Jim smelled before he saw West Side Gun.
Wait, what?
Yo.
That was
Yeah.
a callback, sorry.
Call back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, I
Keep
don't know about this
keep
callback.
up.
Jim was sitting over in the section. West Side Gun walked up smelling like weed,
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
smelled him
never mind.
before he saw him.
Smells like
Yeah,
West Side
yeah,
Gun.
yeah.
So West Side Gun has Fourth Rope, which Eric is very excited to talk about, and which Bex recently spoke about on Don't Call Me Diva. So I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
let you
did. You
guys
can go
have
check
at
it
it.
out.
Tell me about Fourth Rope.
Bex, you go. Bex, you go first.
Oh, me go first. Oh, exciting.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
that
yeah.
oh, hello.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, thank you. So Fourth Rope is West Side Gun's lovely little promotion. He incorporates a lot of acts at the beginning of it as well, even like through it. They've been all of their shows have been pay-per-views. So the Heels Have Eyes, HEELS. They've done have they done three and they're about to do their fourth? I
I
think they've
think,
done three and
yeah,
they're
I
about
think so. I think
I
so.
think they
yeah.
did four. I think four
Oh,
was their most
has the
recent one, if
fourth
I'm not mistaken.
yeah, and
I
then
might be
Paris
mistaken.
because I know they're going to Paris soon.
Yep, yep. That's his main. That was one of his main
Wait,
goals because
that
of
might be actually now.
that was one of his main goals because of like a lot of the fashion stuff that he does too, and like
Yes.
even
Yeah.
same with like his music. So like his
Yeah.
whole Pray for Paris music lineup, like he has a few takes that like line up with that. So yeah, that makes a lot
Yeah,
Yeah.
of
he
sense.
does series.
Yeah.
And so
By the way, just
that's
real
that,
quick, that happened
yeah.
December 12th, 2024 was the fourth one.
Okay.
Shane, can
So
you
he's
look
got
up when Pray for Paris came out?
Yes.
that should be around
Okay, go
about
ahead.
yeah, because I know that they're going to be in Paris and it coincides with Fashion Week, which is awesome.
Right.
2020 Eric.
2020. Yep, that's right. That's right.
2020.
I remember. Yeah, because
And
that was one of his last projects that he came out with right before the COVID stuff stopped happening.
oh, I see. Oh, I gotcha. Oh. Well,
Yup.
so they've had yeah, some great pay-per-views coming up. They've got oh, so we were talking about their did we mention their we mentioned their champions already, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
beginning we
Yeah,
did.
very briefly, very briefly.
Yeah. So Zilla Fatu is the heavyweight champion,
Yes.
and then they have a flyweight champion. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
who that is. I
Well, I
Is that
at
like
do,
their
this point I
cruiserweight
don't
division,
remember who
basically?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah.
imagine.
And I
It's
think they have tag champs, but I don't
yes.
The
know
Hardys.
if they have. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking
So
about
that's
that.
the Hardys. The Hardys are the tag team champions. They won those. So this is all like real recently as well. I think, like they only just like I think they just debuted last year. I think was when Fourth Rope Wrestling debuted.
Real
And
one is the flyweight
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, because
yes.
a lot of it is they're building a lot of these belts on the fly too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they've had Jordan Grace, they've had Masha Slamovich, but they've also had these I mean basically I can just fill in like the women's wrestler side because that's obviously what I covered on Don't Call
Right.
Me Diva. But they're also like home growing. It seems like they're home growing some amazing talents. Fuck. I get it. Oh, I keep getting her confused in my brain with Layla Gray. She's not Layla Gray, but she's as amazing as Layla Gray. Layla Gray also sings her own entrance music, by the way.
As does
Did not know
Mercedes
that.
Monet.
As does Mercedes Monet, exactly.
Yep.
and probably another one if we looked. Oh, and Harley.
Right,
Harley
Harley.
did it as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if, if a women's championship comes in pretty soon. They've got some. Oh, one chick I do remember the name of, and I remember cracking up about her, is this white chick called what the hell, Holly Haley J or something. She's hilarious. She went into the crowd during one of their pay-per-view, like when she was meant to be
Oh, I
tagging
think I know who you're talking
with
about.
Vix Crow. Yes, with Vix Crow, who was Alicia Fox. And then yeah, she like twerked her ass in like the
Oh
in the
yeah, I
crowd
saw
and
that
like got
video.
rained
I
with
saw that
balls.
video on Twitter because it went viral, and I was like,
Yeah,
because it was one of those things where I was like, wait, what am I even looking at right now?
I know, right?
Wait, this is
And their
wrestling? Oh,
comment,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah. And their commentators are brilliant. I think
Ernest
the
the Cat
last,
Miller.
yes, that's it. You've got them.
He's one of
And what the other
them.
ones? Yeah.
I do remember there was another. There was two familiar names, and then one that
Yes.
I had never heard of. Or
Yes.
group
Ernest the Cat
announcers.
Miller, and then I don't want to say one of them was Mike Tenay. I don't think so.
No.
Oh
One of them
wait,
sounded like
Smoke
the
Dizza
Drama King.
co-owns this with West Side Gun. I didn't know that. I thought this was
Huh?
Gunn's thing by himself. Smoke Dizza actually co-owns this promotion with him. Didn't know that.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh
I did not
no,
know that. Oh,
no,
I
I
didn't know
thought this
that
was a
either.
full West Side thing too. Oh, cool.
That's even more awesome.
Fuck yeah.
That lets me know that West Side is like even more serious about this
No, I
than we
agree with
even thought.
you. Yeah. Because I think definitely with a wrestling promotion, like you need to have someone else basically as like your other head, you know?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
yeah,
Just because with the amount of different people you're dealing with, the amount of variation in like your like watches as well, like the more variation, the more everyone gets happy and the more open-minded people get because the one thing I love about AEW with their like variation, even like, what we're talking about tonight, like with their music and stuff, there's been a whole bunch of stuff that's like come out in like a genre that like wouldn't be my thing, but I'm like, I love this. It
Mhm.
just like gets into your head and all that kind of stuff. Like the FTR fucking entrance music, right?
Yeah,
Like
I would
you just
never listen to that just regular.
never,
yeah. Same.
never,
That's
That's
just
kind of
a
a
ever.
bop.
regular song that we can just play.
Yeah, that's kind of a
Yeah.
bop though.
Right?
It was Ernest
So,
Miller. David Otunga is one of the announcers. That's the other
Little
guy I knew. And
Tonga.
then
Yes.
yes,
Kazim from UDA. Not sure who that
Yes.
is. And then
Yes. No, he's hilarious.
Matthew
don't know who that is
Raywalt.
either.
I don't know who that
Oh,
is either.
no, I
So
don't know
there's
that one.
four of them
Mm,
that commentate.
mm.
I think the first two that I named are like the consistent ones. And then they
Yes.
have Ernest Miller and David Otunga come in for like special stuff. So that's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Now, as far as commentators, there's one person I really wish would come back to commentary, and I think if he joined AEW, he would completely change a lot of the perception that goes on with AEW.
Okay.
And I think that that person is my boy that was in NXT, Mike Ronaldo.
He is pretty
They did
good.
have him. Yeah.
He
They did have
was
him.
incredible. And I
I know
think
it.
that if he was able to bring that same energy into AEW,
Mm.
I think that like especially those Mamma Mia and like
Mm.
things like that, like especially a lot of those pops where he like saves them for like special moments.
Mm.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I think that would get over super well with that crowd specifically.
He was,
They would
yeah.
eat that they would eat Mike Ronaldo's commentary up in a good way.
Yeah. I agree.
They would
For some reason, I
absolutely
thought
love
he'd
it.
been in them. I thought he'd been in. I
I think he's worked for them like temporarily like a few times like on the
Mm.
side. But as far as like, you
Yeah.
know, that like full-time role, I believe he's at MLW now.
Oh.
Oh,
So
okay.
like good for
Oh.
him. So like super good for him because like he's doing what he loves. So
Mhm.
good for him.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, if he came over to AEW, especially him and Excalibur mixing together, oh, that would be so great. I would
Mm.
absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, team, I think we did a pretty good job covering the history of music and at least modern wrestling. You know, we didn't go back to the 80s or no shit like that, but well, we kind of did.
We
WrestleMania
kinda did.
5, Run DMC,
A
so
little bit.
we covered that.
We flurried.
You know, but we're doing our
Julia's
lifetime,
attacking
so
me.
you know, we're 90s and up, you know. So
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
talking to you
exactly.
about the Hulk Hogan music, brother.
you said what?
I'm not talking to you about the Hulk Hogan music, brother.
Yeah,
Nope.
you know, that's you know, we're good on that. Unless you're talking about that NWO theme or the Jimi Hendrix theme, because both bangers.
Literally.
He had Voodoo Child as his theme. Like, how can you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying,
Stealing.
like,
Yeah, I even
Just-
looked at ECW, but all that's just like no.
yeah, we can run through
Stolen
some
stuff.
of that real quick. New Jack had Natural Born Killers as his theme music by Dr. Dre and Ice Cube, which was one of my
And
dad's
killed.
favorite
Best
gangster rap songs when I was
best
growing
wrestling
up.
theme song ever.
Oh,
Best
real?
My dad had
best
that
wrestling theme
tape.
song.
Like he
Yeah.
had the tape, and I would sneak it and listen to it when he wasn't around because I wasn't supposed
Nice.
to. But he loved Ice Cube,
Yeah.
and he really liked Dr. Dre's like production because it was so Parliament Funkadelic influenced. So he
Yes.
loved Dr. Dre, and he just
Yeah.
loved Ice Cube because he just liked Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Because my
Talented
dad was always
motherfucker.
more into like the sort of socially conscious rap. And Ice Cube in the early 90s, that was his whole bag. So, you know, he
That's
was
true,
like,
actually. Yeah.
so
Oh man, imagine dad hearing bitches ain't shit off 2001 and then we just try
I
to
bought
just
Dad the
groove.
Chronic album.
Oh.
I bought him
shit.
that
You like
album for like his birthday or for Christmas one
Oh
year.
shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he said he always wanted that album, and I was like, all
Oh.
right. And then I just remembered, and then I bought it for him one
Yeah.
year. But I listened to it way more than he did, obviously. But it was technically his gift.
Yeah.
I think I left
Yep.
him his stocking one year for Christmas or some shit. Because you know the Target
Love
down
it.
the street, they didn't ID us for buying music, so we could buy whatever the fuck we wanted.
Nice.
So I
Right,
just
yeah, there you go.
snuck up to the Target on my
Nice.
bike one day, bought it.
As long as we
and-
looked slightly old enough, we were straight.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's pretty much it.
Going a bit
They-
tired.
They wouldn't care.
I bought G Unit Begged for Mercy when I was like fucking like 15.
Mm.
Like there was
Yeah,
no
yeah.
reason I should have bought that album explicit, but no,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
let me got it.
Target didn't give
There
a
was
fuck. Shout
no
out to
such
Target.
thing. There was no
Shout-
such thing here.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Target. This was
Yeah, shout out
Shout out
Target.
easily 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're in the Detroit area and you live on the west side and you happen to be on 9 Mile and Shiawassee, there's a Target over there that may or may not ID you for music. I'm just saying.
May or may not,
Mhm.
if it's still over
Again,
there.
this is 25 years ago. I don't know the rules.
Yeah, me neither.
Mm.
Hey, I
Bex,
got one more.
I
I
didn't
got
even
one more
go
question
here.
for y'all to leave
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
off with. This will be my final question for y'all tonight. What is y'all's favorite wrestling theme song?
like of all time,
Yeah, of all time.
I don't have one. I have.
I'll
like
give
three.
you mine off the rip.
Mm.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme.
Yeah,
What
it makes
one?
sense.
Good question.
Yeah, because I
'Cause
have
there's
a
a difference.
rare shock answer to that question that nobody
Honestly?
believes me when I tell them. But
Honestly, if you want me to answer, like, because there's two that ring in my mind, and I know this might be an unpopular opinion.
just say it, because I got
Just
the same
say
opinion.
it.
I'm sure
I love that heel theme.
that Disturbed one.
Yes.
Me too. I
Yep,
love
Yeah.
me
it.
three. Me three.
Yes.
Yep. That's the best
The
one.
sickos do not agree with us,
It's
by the
so
way.
hard.
They hate that theme, and I'm like, hey, I love it. I don't care. Like
I
that's
love it
right
too.
in my like that's my
That
era
theme
of
is
rock
so
music.
hard, dude. Oh
Like
my
that
god, I
era of
love that
rock
theme.
and metal and new metal and whatever people call that, because I don't know the name of the genres, but like I know what I hear and I like it. So
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
there's a few songs by Disturbed I like actually. So
The
but
one
that's
where he's
definitely
They do
one
have
of
a
them.
few.
The one where he's like living in American Psycho.
Yeah. That's the one.
That one. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
So I really like that, but I think my three favorites, if I have to pick three favorite themes because I can't just pick one, I'm
Mhm.
going Ministry of Darkness Undertaker.
Mm.
I'm going Wolfpack.
good one.
Mm.
That's
And
a
I'm
good one.
going Too Cool and Rikishi.
Yes!
Those are the
Mm.
I
three.
love that. I
That's why I
love
like LA
that.
Knight's
Great.
song so much because it reminds me of Too Cool's theme.
That is
Yeah,
a fantastic top three.
Yeah, those are the
that was a
ones.
brilliant
Like,
top three.
but if we're
Bex,
Your
what
talking
top
about
three.
just strictly wrestling theme, I mean, well, yeah, the Wolfpack theme. That also shout out C Murder, Master P's brother. He did the Wolfpack theme. Um,
Yes,
yeah,
he
he's the
did.
one Wolfpack's
Oh,
back for the mass destruction. Yeah, C Murder. Um, so yeah, Master P had all the No Limit shit going on back then. I didn't even realize that until right now, or not realize, but I didn't even think about it
wow.
until right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then I think Jim Johnson did the Too Cool theme. I'm like, how the fuck did you make a DJ Quick beat like that?
Did he
Like,
actually?
you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
wow.
yeah.
You must have tried
So
that day.
Beck's favorite theme or
Bex,
themes.
what say you as far as your five favorites?
So at the moment, it is definitely so Code Orange's version of Bray Wyatt's opening. I do like that better than the other one for the exact same reason that you said. Um, Harlem Heat, OG WCW theme, and fuck, I had the other one. It was just right in my head and it's just flown out. Oh
We
shit,
are
what was it?
Harlem Heat right now. There's two brothers right here, and we got you, your sister Sherry. We're Detroit Heat. What up? Yeah.
I'm literally playing the theme song in my head right now.
I know it's been going on for ages. I mean, that's why I can't think anymore because now my brain is just.
Dun,
Dude, I mean, if you
dun,
want to put that in your
dun,
top five,
dun,
I would
dun,
not be mad at
dun,
you in the slightest.
That's one of the most hip hop themes ever. Like
Yeah,
even
Ever.
the sound
it's
effects and all
fire.
that shit, the random just vocal nonsense in the background, that shit is
Yeah,
sweet.
I remembered it. I remembered it. This is and also other old one. Because I mean, there's a whole bunch. I mean, like we just said before, like so many of the AEW like current ones are like ultimate favorite. But this is like stuff that's like stuck with me for like back then. Fucking, we are the nation of domination. I loved that.
Nation of
We
domination.
are the nation of
Yeah,
domination.
that shit
I
is a slap.
fucking love that.
That
And
shit
it's
is a
nothing but drums and
slapper.
bass. That's
Yep.
it. And that shit
Yep.
knocks.
Yes.
That shit is
Yes.
a fucking slapper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out Wolfie D and JC Ice, the two white dudes who used to rap the nation down to the ring before all the wrestlers joined the
Yeah,
nation. This is back when it was Farouk, D'Lo Brown, and just a bunch of dudes in suits.
Is
facts.
that who they were? I never
Yeah,
knew
dude.
who they were.
Yep.
I
They
was
used
just
to
like, oh,
wrestle
let's
too.
grab some white
They
guys.
wrestled.
Hey,
They wrestled for Jerry Lawler's promotion at the time. They were in Memphis
no shit.
on the Indies, and they would actually
Oh,
wrestle, and they were booked as members of the nation in Memphis. And they
oh,
kept the same
wow,
theme music and all that. They rapped themselves to the ring, the whole nine,
wow.
and then they would just bring them up for WWE events to walk Farouk down.
Hey, that's a good
Yep.
payday. That's a good
Oh yeah,
payday right there.
Right?
Woo.
that's solid.
Yep.
Yeah, shout
All
out to
right, so
those gents.
I will leave y'all with my personal top five.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
So
gonna give us the five,
obviously
all right? So we got Stone
I already
Cold.
said Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
The Fiend's music.
Yeah, fire.
Yes.
Fiend's
Yes.
music for sure.
Yes. Yes.
I gotta go early DX, that King of Rock
The Run
that
DMC
King of
one.
Rock remix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Gotta
Yep.
go
Yep.
with that one.
Definitely. Yeah.
I gotta go with, as far as two more, I gotta go with LA Knight's music.
Fire.
I
Is it?
love LA
I
Knight's
wanna
music.
see
I
you dance.
dance. I just love the groove and just like the confident swagger that he walks out to with it. Like like everything about like the presentation and the music and all that. It just makes it for me. So yeah, I love LA
And
Knight's
just
music.
real
And
quick,
then
I'm gonna let you finish that list, but I just want to shout out LA Knight because every single promo, I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that he has ever cut,
Yeah.
he drops at least one rap line in it.
yep.
Hey.
Every one. It'll be subtle sometimes. He'll be like, if you want to make noise, make noise. I'll be like, I know what that is. Or he'll be like he just says like just really little subtle things that I'm like, that's a line. Like I know that song. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's very subtle. Like shout out to
Yep.
LA Knight for that. Go ahead, Eric.
Nice.
And then
I love that.
my last pick is a very new guy, but I gotta give him the shout out until Def Rebel unfortunately fucks his music up whenever he gets called up to the main roster. Hopefully that does not
Whoop
happen.
that trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop
What?
that trick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't.
As soon as you
Yeah,
said,
man.
hopefully when he comes up to the main and Def Rebel doesn't ruin it, I was like, oh, trick.
Rick motherfucking Williams has
That shit
the
is a
best
slap.
theme song in WWE, period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
shout out Trick because he brought out DNA and K Shine, two battle rap legends from New York.
No
He brought
way.
them to NXT, and I think they performed at Wale Mania also with Trick on
No
stage, if I'm not
way!
mistaken.
They did.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, that actually happened.
And they
Yeah.
were front row at the show, and Trick went up and gave them dap, so they were like featured on NXT, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's huge for battle rappers.
And
like,
I believe that
Yes,
may have
yes.
been the match when it was Mello versus Trick. And when they
think
were
you're right.
having their beef going
Yeah.
on. So
Oh.
yeah, like that was like a real special time personally for me because I just knew how much both of them were about to elevate
Mhm.
from that
Yeah.
beef. And
Yeah.
I mean, look at both of them now. Like
And we met
Mello's
DNA
on
at
the
the
main
battle out
roster
here.
killing, and Trick is like basically like a couple of months away from being on the main roster. And he's actually, I just thought about it. Trick Williams is a TNA World Champion right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he
Nice.
beat Joe Hendry for the belt. And so, yeah, like I forgot about that. So
Yeah,
he's
I forgot
technically
about that
on
too.
a
TNA
main
Trick
roster,
Williams is
just
the
not
TNA World Champion right
WWE's.
now.
Yeah, I'm like, so he's on a main roster, just not WWE's.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, shout out to.
You know what I
But yeah,
love?
me
He's
and Eric
teaming
met
up with like
DNA
Top
when they were
Dollar
out in
and shit.
Phoenix. Like all the battle rappers came out here, and there was a big ass event. There's YouTube footage of that out there somewhere as well. Y'all can find that.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
You search Petty Life Gang, Battle Rap Phoenix, something like that. You'll probably find us doing interviews with all the battle rappers.
Cool.
After
Yeah.
that, me and Eric just kept hanging with them. Like our two homies from Cali ended up leaving because they were driving back to California. So
Yep.
me and Eric were like, well, we ain't got shit to do. Like, what y'all finna do? You know, so we linked up with like B Magic and Cortez and
Yep, that's
Averb
fact.
was there. Daylight was there.
Everybody
And
was
just
showing.
Calico was hanging with us. Marv One, obviously. I did a song with Marv One. Shout out to him. Y'all can go listen to that song. It's called D-Town
Oh,
Bosses.
I remember what we did. We went to a basketball park and all
Yep.
them niggas was just hooping, and
Yep.
we got a chance to basically get all that footage too, and all of them were cool with us. Like they didn't give a shit that we were out there.
We was just kicking it. Well, because because you got to remember my homie Marion from Two Ps, he came and he's cousins with Daylight. Like they're
Right,
family.
right.
So,
Wow.
and then the homie Ronnie from 456 Island, he came out with Marion, and I think Marion's girlfriend was with them or wife or whatever their relationship is now.
Yeah.
But they all came together and they had the connection more directly with the battle rappers because like I said, Daylight was his cousin. And then we had
Yeah.
another homie named Aspect that came out here too. Shout out Spec. That's still my guy.
Remember
from
Spike? He was cool
Swan.
as fuck. He was cool as fuck.
Yeah. Shout out the Swans. Shout out my boy Aspect. And all the families, you know. But so yeah, they all came out together, and Aspect was a host for one of the big leagues at the time, King of the Dot. So that
was
was
how
our
he got it.
That was our
Oh.
in right there, basically. So then
Wow.
Eric pulled up.
Yeah, because
He
I
had the
pulled up late.
camera.
I pulled up after the battle was over.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I just called him and I'm like, yo, come now. We need that camera. Like, and so Eric pulled up with the camera. We had to like talk to security because I had left the event to go to the parking lot to get the camera and they weren't letting us back in. But I was like,
Ah.
I was just right there. And like, and so I started talking to the rappers, like, yo, come on, get me back there. And they got me back there. We met
Yay.
Pat Stay. Rest in peace, Pat Stay.
Yo!
R.I.P.
He
R.I.P.
was
the
cool
homie
as
Pat Stay.
shit.
Yo!
Pat Stay was so fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
man.
him,
Like we
man.
met all of
He
them.
was so cool.
My fiance was just watching
fire.
us.
That
Hey,
was a
Verb
great.
was cool.
Who?
Yeah?
I remember
Averb,
Verb
yeah.
was cool. Yeah, Verb was cool. Like
Averb
Daylight was cool.
Daylight was real cool. Daylight became
Daylight was
super
mad
regular
cool.
once he got off stage. Like
Yeah?
all that
Yeah.
gimmick and craziness that he does on camera, that all went
Yeah?
away. He became regular dad, regular husband.
Wow,
Like,
that would have
he
been
brings
weird
his
to
son with him
see.
everywhere. His
That
son and
shit
his
freaked
wife come
me.
with him
That shit
everywhere.
freaked me out because of
I
how
bet.
irregular he was on stage, and then he comes off stage and he's just a regular ass nigga.
Yeah,
Just a dude.
I'm like,
super
bruh,
regular.
like we talking to him, we asking him questions, he answering them shits mad regular. I'm like, wait, is
Just
this the
chilling.
Daylight that we just saw? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy. So then, yeah, after that, they all go back to whatever hotel they were staying at. We just followed them. We just
Yup.
followed them to the hotel. Then we all linked up in the parking lot, and they were like, "Yo,
Yo.
y'all live out here, right?" And we was like, "Yeah." And they was
Yeah.
like, "Where's some basketball courts at?" And I was like, "We're in Phoenix. Like none are that far. You know what I mean? We're in
Yeah.
the city of Phoenix, so
And they
we
just pulled up on a random one.
just went around the court or like around the corner somewhere to this local park, and me and Eric filmed them playing basketball. They were just playing against a bunch of like local like teenagers that were just out there having a hoop.
Yo.
And they were like, "Oh, y'all trying to run a game?" So it was all the battle rappers versus like Phoenix locals, and we got all
Yup.
that on tape. So
Oh.
hell
As soon as they were done, they were like, "Oh, we're probably gonna go out." And me and Shane were like, "All right, we can probably bounce out from here."
yeah.
Yeah.
That is when I can go ahead and exit.
When they were like, "Oh, y'all are about to spend a bunch of money," oh, okay, we're out.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't all
The
just
free
get paid from
activities
this
are
event
done.
like you guys did.
Yeah,
so,
the free
yeah, we're good.
activities are done now.
Yeah, we're all set.
Gotta go home.
Yeah, we're out of here, man.
Yeah. Bex, where can the people find you?
Where on earth can people find me? Who
Where can
knows?
they
Where
find
am
you?
I?
I know you're under a
can
tree
find.
in the
I
sky,
am.
and you know
I'm in
your
the
places.
sky. I'm under a tree. I'm in a rock. I'm in a cave. I'm in a wardrobe. You can find me on Threads at Bex_Bastet and on Blue Sky at Bex-Bastet. But you can really catch me on YouTube on Don't Call Me Diva every week. Hosted by it's hosted by me. Produced by the wonderful Jane. And yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It's been awesome.
It is always a pleasure, Bex. And we will be doing a lot of cool stuff in the coming months because you have a trip coming up. So
I do.
we got
We
some
have some
cool
fun
shit to do
things.
before and
Oh,
after that.
yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Oh yeah.
She gets to go see some Joshi's live. You know what I mean? Hopefully,
Louis,
we're
where
keeping
you
our
going?
fingers
Where you going?
crossed.
I'm going to Japan near the end of the year. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going past Sendai, so I'm hoping to catch a Sendai Girls Pro Wrestling event. That'd be cool. I
Well,
would
like
be
I
great
was
to
saying,
see
there's so
Stardom,
many
but
different promotions in Japan. If you want to see a wrestling show while you're going to be there for some time, you will
Are
find
you
a
going to be
wrestling
there in
show.
time for the G1 climax, or is that already going to be over by the time you get there?
that'll already be over. Plus that shit sells out real quick.
Okay. Gotcha,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
gotcha.
does.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it
You're
sells out
going what,
real
like
quick.
October, right?
Yes, and it will be the end of October. We want to be in Tokyo for Halloween. Yeah.
There you go. That's gonna be
We're gonna
sweet.
go get our
That's gonna be
picture
awesome,
in front
dude.
of
That's gonna be awesome.
in front of Tokyo Dome. I'm gonna pretend like meant to be here.
Going to a show like, hey, I'm getting ready to go
Right.
in there. Psych.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They don't know. I don't know.
Right.
You got to do what everybody else on Instagram does. Just take a picture and hold it until you want to make it seem like you're doing something cool. Guess where I'm at? The beach. No, you're not. You were at work earlier. Anyway,
I'm
Eric,
like
where can they
fucking
find
in
you?
bed.
As one of the co-hosts of the show, y'all make sure that y'all follow Shane G at on all of his platforms. Shane, give out
It's
the
right
at
there.
name for
Where's
yourself.
something? There we go. It's right there.
There you
You can
go.
follow Steve. You can follow me. You can follow Eric. There we go.
There you go.
That direction.
All right, y'all. This has been a great episode, and we will catch y'all later. And this has been another episode of Shoot Style Sessions, and we will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out,
Peace.
y'all.